All right. Seems like I am struggle streaming again. But let me bring up Big Rig Slaps. What up, Big Rigs? Let
What's
me know if
going
I'm struggle
down?
streaming. Not too much, man. But hold on, real quick. Okay. Am I good so far, Riggs?
What's that?
I just want to make sure I'm not struggle streaming. It says my internet connection is low.
No, you sound good. It says mine's low too.
Okay, I think just StreamYard that's tripping. But yeah, nevertheless, man, welcome to Knowledge Relationships, everybody. This is your boy N3, and of course, yours truly, Big Rig Slaps from Easily Rigs. Yeah, yeah. So, we're back at it again with another topic. Mr. Best, he'll be arriving like in probably the next 20 minutes. But for now, we're gonna hold it down. Shout out to him because this is his topic. Um, but we're gonna get started, man. It's why do some people say that I bit my tongue. Ain't that something? I can never get this shit right. Hmm. Why do some people say that Islamic religion is demonized? And before we get into this topic, and before emotions like flare out, I gotta put the disclaimer up here real quick. Okay, so just please be advised that what we discuss is not political, clinical, financial, medical, nor legal advice. Not even religious advice. This is just only for information and entertainment purposes only. Okay? But nevertheless, please don't forget to get the likes up, subscribe if you're new, and share this video. And also, please be advised that the opinions from our panelists, guests, and chat are not necessarily the viewpoints of knowledge and relationships. So I just want to make sure we get that correct if somebody comes up and have a difference of opinion that goes wild. Now, it's time to get into the shout outs real quick because got people that's up here. So shout outs to Bro Clarence. Let's talk the better black life. Go ahead and check his channel out, everybody. All right. Of course, we got Riggs already in the building from the chat to the panel. Salutes. And then we also have Lady Phoenix. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. Okay. Let me see. All right. And here's the thing. And Bro Clarence, if you also want to come up as well, too, feel free to come up. I mean, everyone's more than welcome to. I will post the link again in a minute. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. First of all right, why do people say? Let's just start with the main question. Okay, why do people say that the Islamic religion is demonized? What would make people think that these people's religion comes from the source of what most people will say the devil? Or, we can't say the T word on YouTube. So we'll just mask it as pretty much, either the big T or the T Rex. You know what I mean? But I think you guys know what I mean that we can't say that word. Riggs, what about you, man? What's your thoughts real quick?
I've never heard of it put like that. To be honest with you, M3. So
Mm-hmm.
I was actually interested to see about that. I think if Bro Clarence does have time to come up, it would be dope for him to come up because he's Muslim.
Yeah. Let me go
and
ahead. I'm gonna send a link.
I would like to know if he's heard of it put like that because I'm really interested to see why.
Well, I have a source, and I posted the link and I pinned it to the top, guys. So, and yes, extremists do call it like demonic, but who's the true extremist? So this is going to be like a post that we're going to carefully dissect into this. Because here's the thing, according to my sources, most people, right? And matter of fact, hold on, bro, Clarence, yo, he came in right away. As soon
Hey,
as he got
that's
the
dope.
call, he was like, "Let me go and save the day, and educate these brothers." How you doing, Mr. Bro Clarence? Bro Clarence, can you hear us?
I can now, man. I had to turn off that YouTube, but yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So, bro, Clarence, man, like, you know, there's going to be a lot for us to try to cover up because, um, you know, like when it comes to Islamic like religion, we may not have like, you know, like a lot of experience like firsthand on into it, you know, and if it ties into like, you know, being a Muslim and all, I'm glad that you came up so, you know, you could probably educate us. But the thing is, um, you know, some people will say that the Islamic religion is like demonic, you know, demonized. Um, One person was telling me that this was the Islamic religion is basically the old source before the biblical times, I guess the Bible or whatever. And so maybe I'm assuming that you may have the extremists, could be the Christians, okay? It could be someone else that's not Christian. But when it comes to religion, people are quick to attack. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. People are quick to, assume, and really, it's taught. It was Islam was our religion before we came to these shores, right? That's
Okay.
what we were practicing. Most of Africa was practicing Islam before we came over here. Black Africa, I should say, was practicing Islam before we came over here, and typically the ones of us that came here, the parts where we came from, we were practicing Islam at that time, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so when we came here, the slave masters did not want Islam taught at all because it's the type of religion that's going to make you at any cost try to free yourself, right? I
Mm-hmm.
believe Christianity is the same way, but I think Christianity has had so many different people versionize it out till it's difficult to kind of follow the true Christian way and the true Islamic way. Same in Islam. Islam has had a couple different uh downgrades, as far as versions of people telling their version of it. So it just it's difficult for you to find that original version of everything. But basically when we
Mm-hmm.
got here, the Christian preachers were all white. And so they told us, to stay away from Islam. They told black people to stay away from Islam because Islam will put you it has a way of putting you in a state where nothing else matters but what matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why you see sometimes some of our people do some, when I say our people, Islamic people, doing some things that are just way out there, right? The average person be like, it's way out there. Why would you do that? But it's the kind of religion that says, hey man, when you get to a certain point, then it's, okay, then there's nothing that's off the table from trying to make us free. So I think that's what initially scared everybody, was that they found that the slaves that held on to Islam were a lot more difficult to deal with than the ones that did not. So they just said, hey man, no. And so it just came, I think it got passed down through Christianity, the teaching of Christianity. Even when they finally decided we could be taught Christianity, they even instilled in us, hey, Islam is something you want to stay away from. And so I think that came down through the years of just being preached that way.
Yeah.
Came down through the years. That's my opinion, at least.
But see, that it does make sense the way how you broke it down because with Christianity, especially like in the churches, like you got to think about it like this. Okay, who was the first to introduce the Bible to blacks? Who was the first to introduce the whole, religion, Christianity? It wasn't just white people. It was white people who actually owned, our ancestors. So and especially when a different religion and a belief is forced down into you, and then you adopt that into it, how could you really believe the source is really true? You know what I mean? Especially they teach you how to obey the Bible and submit, but then it's like they don't really follow it. They only follow certain parts where, it's used for disciplinary actions. So I'm like I said, I'm not bashing on, religions and all that, but I'm just calling like, how I typically see it from my own understanding. And I always tell people, hey, I'm always open to be wrong, But I feel like historically there have been tempers. There has been history that's been erased. There's a lot of corruption that goes along, especially, in this country, and how they handle religion. Yeah. So it goes back to like what one of my friends was saying, that, he said in his own words, it was like people hate the Islamic community or the Islamic religion because it could be the source of something that you're trying to push away of. You know what I mean? And whatever that book is saying, that's teaching that these group of people in the organization doesn't like, they're going to do whatever it takes to pretty much shoo the people that they can control away from it. Because America right now is pretty much a Christian-based type of country.
Right.
Yeah, it may open all other religions, but what do you hear what most people say, especially these presidents that use the Bible as a reference to scheme and lie? Most of them will say, hey, in the name of God, in Jesus' name, or, they'll quote something because it's universally relatable based on how we was taught.
Yeah. I can't say that Islam is without its derelicts too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That would be unfair of me to say, well, it's just Christians, it's just the Jews. No, all religions have hucksters in them, just like any organization, man. You look at Amazon right now, they got embezzlers in there, they got thieves in there, they got spies in there. Every organization, I don't care how big it gets, you're gonna have fakers in there, right? Mm-hmm. And so Islam is no different. So the thing is, the sad part about religion is most people don't study for themselves. They will entrust that to someone else. The pastor, the imam, the rabbi, they don't go behind these people and read for themselves and see and interpret the book as far as their heart is concerned, how to approach the religion, right? Everything out here in the Western world, they give you a taste test, right? They've said Coke over here, they said Pepsi over here, and they cover them up. They put an A and they put a B, right? And they say, taste which one. You tell us which one is better, right?
Yeah.
They do that for everything except religion. Religion, they tell you what to do. They tell you this religion is the best religion. Okay, that's cool. But if it's the best religion, then it should stand up against a test against this religion, right? Why don't we test them against and see which one makes the most sense for what we're doing, right? But we don't do that, right? We don't do that. And I'm not saying Islam is the best religion, because you know what the best religion is? The best religion is do unto others that they would have, if they would do unto you, you would have them do unto you. That's the best. Okay. All these other religions are depending on the kind of heart you got. got a kind of heart that Christianity pulls your heart and grabs your heart, then that's where you go. That's the kind of heart Islam pulls your sings to your heart, then you go to Islam. Judaism and all these other religions, then you got to go where your heart gets pulled in, right? But the best thing we should do is treat each other like we want to be treated. That's the best thing. And then we wouldn't have hardly any problems if we just did follow that rule, what they used to call the golden rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But see, I think a lot of times in America, man, people want to deal with who's sitting on the top of the heap, right? So they always want to say, this is better than this. That's better than that. And so when you they want to create this superhero thing. And so Christianity is better than Islam, or Islam is better than Christianity. And that's not necessarily the case, because it depends on the kind of person that's actually following that religion. Because Islam ain't for everybody. Christianity ain't for everybody. Buddhism ain't for everybody. It's for who that want to accept those quote unquote religions, right? But what's for everybody to follow righteousness and God's way of teaching, that's how you find that. That's up to you. How you follow that and the discipline that you apply to yourself to follow that, up to you. Because I don't try to get people to be Muslims. I don't try to get people to be Christians. I try to get you to start your own journey. Because your journey might end at a different place than mine, because of the way you was raised, because of your internal beliefs. I might not catch, that might not be it for you. But here we are. We might be two different religions, but we chasing the same goal. But that religious situation fits you better, right? It makes you feel better about what you're doing than if somebody was like, you following Islam. Oh no, right? Okay, whatever. So a lot of things.
It is, like, most definitely, but I think that's the best way, because I mean, everyone has their own belief into something, and I think it should just be respected.
Right.
Especially if you have no knowledge of the person's religion to begin with. Like I said, in the beginning of this topic, I mean, we can only go by from what we research on, and sometimes research can be limited. We could also go by from what we hear from other people who went through the experience and kind of learn from them. But by the end of the day, it's whatever makes you feel comfortable in your own faith. So, but nevertheless, there's always going to be someone who's not going to really see eye to eye on what you believe in. And unfortunately, it's always a way to pretty much get people to be divided, whether it be religion, sexism, anything that you can really think of. Colorism, look, it could be red, blue, whatever. Everything is always going to cause some type of division. So, I'm not it's not like anything that's shocking whenever I hear about a topic like this. All it does is just pretty much makes us think like, okay, well, what is it really about? What is it like? So I'm glad that you came to just break it down, right, bro, Clarence? Because now people really think that really deep or try to do the research on it. They just go by and they have their own. It's like the stereotypes, right? It's like, okay, you're a Muslim, but let's say if you was the stereotypical looking Muslim, let's say like you was from like a Middle Eastern.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna. I guarantee that 99.9% or 5% is going to judge that Middle Eastern and probably think that Middle Eastern person is a Muslim. They're not going to think anything of it. They're not going to think that he's a Buddhist, Christian, or whatever. especially if you wearing like what's it called the turbulent something like that, the little head wraps and certain type of clothing, they're gonna automatically assume that you're a
Right.
Muslim. And then the part that sucks, because think about how they was treated after 9/11, especially like in the beginning of it, the beginning years. They started treating the majority to almost all the Muslims as pretty much the big terror. I would say the big T. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucks, you know,
Yeah.
because you don't really know like what happened. You don't really know who really actually flew the plane, but because of what you hear on the media,
Right.
now you're demonized
Yeah.
by America.
You know what it's like, man? It's like Timothy McVeigh.
Hmm.
Are you guys familiar with Timothy McVeigh? No, Timothy
It
McVeigh
sounds
was
familiar, but you might have to break it down to us, bro, Clarence.
okay. Timothy McVeigh was a Christian extremist that blew up the Oklahoma City, an Oklahoma building, a building in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Mhm.
Blew half the building away. Right, killed
Wow.
186 people. Right, in a split second, killed 186 people. Right, as a Christian. That would be like Timothy McVeigh, a Christian, killed all those people, and now the government of America is checking every Christian and saying, "Okay, we're gonna pull you off the plane. Hold on, we're gonna pull you to the side. We're gonna pull you to the side." The world would go. The people in America would go bananas if they did that, right? But that's the same thing they do to the Muslims, right? The Muslims, because they say, well, if one Muslim did this, then any one of them could do the same thing. But they
Hmm.
don't see how the same logic can be applied to Timothy McVeigh or what's the Unabomber's name? I forgot his name, but Ted Kaczynski. They could apply that same logic to them. Oh, okay,
Hmm.
you got a beard, you a white man, you got a beard, okay, you got it to the side. But see, it's a lot of different things, man, that get played in a different way when it comes to Islam. Just for example, people look at us that follow the most honorable Elijah Muhammad in America, and they say, "Well, you ain't a real Muslim because you ain't got no beard down to down to the ground, and you ain't no real Muslim."
Hmm.
But it doesn't matter whether you have beard or their understanding is based on the optical appearance instead of what's in your heart and how you behave. You know what I mean? So, and then half these people don't even know what a real Muslim is, right? So they think that because the Arabs are claiming that they follow Islam, those of them that don't really follow it for real. There's some that follow it for real, but some of them, they think because Arab culture is Islam. When Islam was way before Arab culture even came to existence, right? They brought the beards to Islam. They brought them long beards to Islam. They brought not letting the women come in the mosque into Islam. They brought that to Islam. Islam was already here way before Arabs came here. Arabs even was heard of, right? but
Hmm.
most of these people say, "Hey, real Muslims, they Arabs and they got the beards and everything." They brought all that to Islam. Islam was here millions of years before they came
Right.
into existence. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of myths on both sides that people don't know about. We don't know about each other, and so that's how the devil can get in between that and cause
Hmm.
all this disturbance and this confusion.
Oh yeah, you were absolutely right about that. Thank you, bro, Clarence.
Yes, sir.
Salutes to Mr. Best in the world. What up, man? And
Salute, family.
mhm. And Big Rigs, man. Like, what's your thoughts, man?
Um, I agree, man. When it just with me personally, everybody should just respect everybody's religion, but whatever, you know, makes them a better person. I mean, me myself, you know, because people could change, man. You can come to different understandings in your life. You know, I speaking for myself, I was, you know, brought up Christian and everything, but I don't view that the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of I try to get information on all kind of religions, man, and just take it in. But to be honest with you, I grew up going to the church. You know, my mom made me go and stuff like that, but I never was the one to pick up a Bible and like really read the Bible and you know, really go through the Bible. So I really couldn't, you know, speak on it. But what I can speak on is the person that I am today didn't come from the Bible. It didn't come from any stories or anything from the Bible. I think it came more from, you know, just my parents, my understanding and common sense, you know what I'm saying, and how to treat people and respect and love, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that I necessarily needed, you know, the Bible for that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I with my son, I don't put anything on him, you know, like no type of Bible or any type of really religion or anything like that with him, because like I said, I'm still kind of like in the middle of finding myself, so I really can't say what to put him on. But what I can do is teach him how to respect and love, you know what I'm saying, one another, and be, you know what I'm saying, as righteous as a person as he could be, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to the religion thing, man. But I also I've been around Muslims, and I've heard nothing but good things when it came to the Quran and the teachings that it had in there. That it was I mean, you know, I don't want to sound disrespectful, like it's like a book or anything, but they say, I mean, they say the Quran was, you know, was great, man. And you know, the only thing that just I saw that was just different was, you know, the environment that I was in. You know, they did a lot of praying, you know what I'm saying, and it's almost as if, I don't want to say it's to prove how strong your faith is, but it's like you don't really want to miss that. You know what I'm saying? You get up in the middle of the night or whatever in the morning, you do what you do. You know, it's a religion that, you know what I'm saying, you got to put into it. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I wouldn't say it's demonic though. I couldn't see it as being demonic.
All right, real quick, before I get back to the topic, I definitely want to give a shout outs to this person, like on Twitch. I'm just gonna say Aloe for now, because you guys be having these long names. But thank you for following us on the Twitch side, and please feel free to subscribe to us on Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube. Last time when we streamed, like a whole bunch of Twitch people, like, you know, follow the channel, so that boosts up to like 1,155 subscribers as of now. So thank you guys for doing that. So we want to make sure us provide all information on all platforms. So yeah. Mr. Best, man, what's your thoughts, man, like on tonight's topic?
Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Knowledge and Relationships. Welcome to the family. And I know what it is, man. Salute to Bro Clarence. The OG, got to represent him first. Got to give him his respect. You know what I mean? Salute the Big Rig, Big Brother. You know what I mean? Salute them three. Also salute to you too, Lady Phoenix. I see you in there. And everybody else is tuning in. It's funny. It's funny how when we have a religion that tells us, I'm talking about us as a people, y'all know what I'm talking about, that tells us to defend ourselves, that tells us that we are important. That tells us that we are not going to, just be taking a bunch of ass whipping, salute the devil along, and we actually gonna stand up for ourselves. It's funny how that religion is demonized. But the religion that tells you to just pray and it'll be all right, and just take it, and just go in stride, and what I'm saying, we shall overcome, and let's not do anything. And I think that that's necessary. I do think nonviolence is necessary at times. At times, nonviolence is necessary. But it's crazy that the religion that's telling us no. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're not going to be violent all the time, but if you get down with us, we're going to get down with you. It's funny how the religion that tells our people that's the one that's demonized. That's the one where the religious, members of this organization can't even have an Instagram. They can't even have a Facebook. They can't even speak to our people on anything. They can't even educate our people on anything. These are the ones that are put in a box. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that just tell us to go with the program, they're telling us to pray for our enemies, they're telling us to just deal with whatever our enemies give us and just love them, that's the one that's pushed to the forefront. There's no coincidence, y'all. You know what I mean? If you woke, you understand. You know what I mean? They don't want us to be united, within this land or anywhere else. They want us to be separate. They want us to be colonized. They want us to be oppressed. And they want us to follow the system. You know what I mean? And hell, from things I'm saying right now, shit, this channel might get banned. My other channel might get banned. But fuck it. It is what it is. I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of this, but I'm tired of just this docile, we just going to take it and we ain't going to do nothing about this shit. I'm tired of that shit. No more of that. You know what I mean? Salute to the Nation of Islam. Salute to all the brothers, the Nation of Islam. Salute to you, bro, Clarence, for your faith and you fighting, brother. Salute to everybody in their faith that's fighting, man, for the cause. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sick of brothers and sisters, man, sitting back, just allowing us to just be fucked over for centuries, man. You know what I mean? Salute to Intrepidus. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying may be radical, might be offensive, but I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because it needs to be said. You know what I mean? We have to stop allowing them to tell us what we should follow, or tell us what we should serve, or tell us how we should be. And the one religion that makes us stand the tallest, they want to chop it down. They want to say that it's wrong. They want to say that it's of the devil. You know what I mean? But the one religion that's telling us to not fight back and just do whatever they tell you to do and just obey all the time, that's the one you want to promote. Ain't nobody fool, man. We smarter than what you think. But we definitely are awake to your schemes and the things that you're doing to our people. And enough is enough. That's what I got to say for right now.
That's a fact. I get exactly what you're talking about right now, man, how you broke that down. That's a definite fact. What did Public Enemy say? It take a nation of millions to hold us back.
Facts.
Oh, I forgot. I'm muted. Intrepidus Ducks, I like the hairstyle. And welcome. Thank you for just coming up.
Salute, Intrepidus. Good to see you, family.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah.
I was got caught up in watching some weird ass shit on Twitch, and I was like, "Oh, hey, my buddies are on. I'll go check them out."
I appreciate it.
So we're talking about Islam, eh?
Yeah, just the Islamic culture, the religion, why it's always deemed to be demonized. And the thing is, a lot of people, they demonize anything that's outside of what they believe in. I mean, they could demonize Christianity and other things, Buddhism, whatever. But the thing is, you try to whenever someone's practicing in that faith, okay, you're trying to demonize them as if like that's the most like satanic type of religion. And Mr. Best, like you are absolutely right what you said about as far as the historical parts. Because why would something be promoted when it creates peace, but then no resolution? Whereas something that could be used to defend ourselves could be used as something that is called like violence, or we're being the big T. if you know what I mean. We can't say that whole entire word on, YouTube and all that. But you get what I mean.
Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, things that we practice into self-defense is always turned around to something that deems us as being violent. You know what I mean? And so we just want to break this down because most people are sick of it. And sometimes, like, the whole so-called peaceful type of way doesn't really make sense when you're being trampled over. That's like someone saying, you know what? Forgive all my enemies, even though they're robbing my house right now, even though they slapped my girlfriend right now, even though they took my money and they spit on my face. But I'm going to do and here's the thing, not to offend people, right? But it has to be said. A lot of people worship Jesus more than they worship the actual creator who made Jesus. I have like I said, no offense to any religion. I'm not targeting just Christianity, but I can only speak from my own experience. So, yeah, tonight's taught us that why do some people say the Islamic religion is demonic, or demonized?
Yeah, I think I have a pretty unique perspective to that because I spent time in the Middle East. I was there during 9/11. My father was a private contractor.
Oh, okay.
There and did what I call secret squirrel work.
Mm-hmm.
My first love was half Kuwaiti, half American. His mother was American. His father was Kuwaiti. And I'm a Baha'i. So there's a quite the mix for you. But I converted to the Baha'i faith from Christianity. And of course, my family didn't like it. But the Baha'i faith is like Islam in some ways. So I feel like people get some funny ideas, but I don't know. But then there's like the Shiite and the Sunni thing. And I did have some bad experiences in the Middle East, but the Middle East isn't even predominantly Muslim. The country that has the most Muslims in the world is Indonesia. I found that out. Yeah, so it's not even all there. It's in Asia. So I don't know. Are most of you guys Muslim or what?
No, I mean my background was Christianity. I mean I still kind of apply some of the teachings, but I'm more over the years. I just became more free spirited and try to stay more open minded. So even though that was like kind of my base study growing up as a kid, but if anybody was to kind of share something, about, is the Nation of Islam, things like that, I'll be open to like listen and to try to ask questions and see how that actually applies, to people's livelihood. So, but what you were saying earlier, you said Indonesia, right? Did I get it right? Or okay, I would have never known. Because remember, like there's stigmas that they have. And
yeah, they're not all in the Middle East, that's for sure. I was surprised. The only reason I know that is because I went to Indonesia and I found out the stats on it there. And I was like, wait, what? And apparently the Dutch took over Indonesia at some point too. So I don't know. We miss a lot in history class in the U.S.
Well, because they don't want to teach us anything.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately, I came from an Oakland public school. So in California. And, not to diss Oakland or whatever as a city, but their education systems was the worst. Most of us grew up like kind of ignorant, and we had to figure the things out of our own after high school. Things that they taught us, they gave us a lot of misinformation, which honestly, to be honest with you, it really caused me not to really, respect history as much. And it took me time to really like trust, like, well, I don't want to say trust in whatever stories I read, but it took me a long time for me to really just try to open up something and just go with a whim and just try to learn. And I still struggle with that because I'm like, what if this is not true? You know, what if what I'm reading right now, is not true? Would it be about religion? Would it be about statistics? Like, I get really turned off about that. And the stigma is like, okay, um, after 9/11, they start looking at Muslims, sorry, Middle Easterns, as if everyone is Muslims and everyone is pretty much the terrible T. Remember, if I say the terrible T for the ones who just came in, um, just know that we can't say that full word, the TERR or something on YouTube. So, but I will say this though before I pass it to Ruthless Truth. Um, you know, my heart and my condolences still goes out to the families from 9/11. It don't matter if I'm not from New York or not. It's really terrible to see a lot of people, dozens of people, lose their lives like due to like 9/11. So, my salutes go out to everyone out there, and their families, during that tragedy. Ruthless Truth, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
So what's up? So the question is, why do some people say the Islamic religion is demonized?
Yes.
Well, we all know that the Western world is the Western world, right? Mm-hmm. And they're looking over there, right? And they want to penetrate, right? With all the way they think and the way they view it. Islam is in their world is a little different than ours. So people are saying, hey, why ain't you like us? Why ain't you, over there they got, married men having 2 or 3 wives and just a whole bunch of different things that are not collectively honored over here, right? So once again, people in the Western region has been penetrating all over else, Asia, everywhere, right? Western influence, where you're getting all the things that are of Western ways in their countries, but over there, right? Over there, they still, not complying. They're not complying with the ways of the Western world. That's why, once again, America attacked them, right? Went over there and just subdued them, because they're not in compliance. So ultimately, America and the ways of the Westerns want them because they want to know more about them, right? Because they deem a potential threat, right? So they want them to eventually break down, like how you said China, the Great Wall of China. They want to break down their wall and comply to the ways of the Western world. I think there's only one other Russia. Then there's I think is it North Korea, South Korea, one of them two. Well, that are bucking the system. So yeah, it's all about politics. They're going to continue to demonize it over there, how bad they are, whatever there is, until they break down. And I think it's already starting with the what's that movement over there? What was that? What was that country where the women are like protesting and get killed and all that stuff? Do you guys remember the what was that?
That's in Iran.
Yeah, right. So you see what's happening, right? The movement, the Western movement is happening over there, and it's just trying to spread. So until the Islamic people comply to the Western ways of life, they will continue to be demonized, and and then until that happens, they got to just deal with it.
Well, the thing is, too, I've read part of the Quran. I didn't read all of it because I'm not going to lie, I got a little bored, but that's just how religious texts are, in my opinion. They get a little dry. But I was really interested to learn that, the having multiple wives,
Yeah.
If you buy a house for a wife, you have to buy a house of equal value for the other wife.
Yeah.
So like you have to be pretty really rich to like have all these wives, because you have to give them all exactly the same thing if you're actually following the Quran. But I don't think that they're actually doing that in the Middle East, at least not all the places, right? Like the places that are like more like poor, like in Kuwait, they might be doing that. But
that's just one of the things. Such as let's take away from marriage, right? So let's say voting, women voting, right? Women don't have the right to vote over there. You know, right? That is.
Yeah, that part's bullshit. But that's not Quran based, right? That's something else.
Well, it's just you know, we have the Quran is just the substandard, but then you know they have their revised version, right? And it's a male-dominated society. The males are the dominant ones, right? And the women aren't able to challenge them. And in the Western world, that is like, whoa, right? Because you got feminism over here. You got, you know, over here is different. Women are damn near trying to push for equality. So now that they're reaching that threshold, right? They're looking over there because the women over there are looking over here as well, and they really want that. But the men over there, right? I'm just going like this. The men over there are no. We like our power. We like our structure. We like having that manly, right? We don't want our women challenging us. We don't want. I want 3-4 wives. I want 3-4 wives. And if the Western world comes in, all this will come to a stop. And that's not what they want.
Well, don't be cheap with your wives.
But,
shit!
I want to interject something. That like I was saying before you guys came up here, there's two different dynamics going on in the Middle East. There's Islam and then there's Arab culture. Those are two totally different things. And Arab culture has been superimposed on top of Islam. But Islam is way older than Arab culture. It's older than the Arabs. His birth date, Islam is way older than that. But since they got control of it and took it over in that part of the world, now they claiming it as theirs. But it's not theirs. It's been here since the beginning of time. So that's why I want to employ that. There's a lot of stuff you're talking about. It's not Islam. It's Arab culture.
Yeah. I'm not even. But what I'm saying is, it's just the Western world, right?
Yeah.
It's the one that's, hey, what's going on? What y'all gonna do? Y'all coming? We want you need to become a. You know what I mean? They want everything one world order, new one world order, right?
I understand that.
But that's what basically what. That's why the youth politics and what America does do, what they do, they shame other countries. That's what they do best. America play what their power is, what America's superpower is, their ability to dominate politics. They can make what they say, Iraq got bombs and weapons that can eat you up, right? And then they shot over there. They overrode the Union because the United Nations said, "Hey, we don't have enough evidence." Bush said, "Hey, we are the United Nations. We're going over there." Then come to find out after all smoke cleared that there never was any, right? So that's what America does good. They know how to demonize you, shame you, and this is a part of their ploy and tactics to get you to comply with the Western world. And right now, Arabs and whatever over there, even though you're right, you have different styles, right? But at the end of the day, when they come to the Western world, they're kind of banding together a little bit, right? To try to fight to fight the Western ways. You know, they don't want that over there.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of people make that mistake.
Yeah,
they say, well, they think that's like the sister was saying, it was like it's not based on the Quran, it's based on Arab culture. They're the ones that's doing a lot of that, stopping women from doing that.
I noticed that too. I mean, the Muslims I see in other countries are not like Muslims I saw in Kuwait.
Well, it's more secular in Kuwait, more secular setup down there, right? So it's not like they don't use the Quran as the governing way. It's just like here in America, right? They say that it's about the Bible, but they don't use the Bible in particular in governing. They use the laws that came up with that deal with the day-to-day lifestyle, right? So the Bible is an option for us as Americans to follow that religious lifestyle if we want, right? That's the same thing with these secular Islamic nations, like Kuwait is one, Iraq is another one, where it's just more secular lifestyle. It's still most of the people are Islamic, but they still it's a secular type of Islam.
Yeah, but it's pretty intense over there.
What you say, brother?
I said it's intense over there.
Yeah, it's intense. It's intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody thinks it's over here. Over there, man, it's right because
it's everywhere, right? It's intense here.
Yeah,
too.
but I'm just saying, as far as to this topic, right? It's intense over there because there are a lot of, especially females, right? They want what the Western women want. They want that, and then there's a lot of guys over there, right? Want a little bit of that too. So it's
a lot of what?
A lot of the guys, like some of the guys, the guys, they want some of that too, right? They want to. It's like it's corrupting them, right? It's the Western ways of life is alluring. See all the people
some of them are already corrupt. So
yeah. But I'm just saying. But do you still got like the Taliban, right? You still got people in place that's fighting that, though, right? They're trying to keep it out.
Well, they're trying to fight you're right. They're trying to keep the U.S. in particular out.
Right.
But they're trying to keep everything strict as their understanding of Islam is. They're trying to keep it. Yeah. That's
like in Afghanistan when America left, right? The Taliban came because America was Americanizing them, training their troops, right? Training them in an American way. The Taliban came and said no. In less than 24 hours, they laid them all down.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question for you guys. From B-Eazy, that is. What is the Western way of life? I'll let you answer that, Rufus Truth, because I know you mentioned about Western life, but what is your version of the Western way?
Well, the number one way of Western world is capitalism, right? Capitalism before everything else. And that trickles down to the family, right? The Western ways is women and men equality. They're not necessarily pushing religion, any religion you want, right? Whoever you want to follow, go ahead. But as long as you pay your taxes, so ultimately we're bred to pay taxes. And we believe over here, one wife, you can't have two wives, right? You got to have one wife at a time. You can't, your speech, is it free speech? So we'll say limited free speech.
Wait. Okay. But earlier, right, you were saying that, like, in your own words, that people will want to, like, have like it's like the American way of life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when you're explaining it, it's like, well, what is the purpose for what is the root for the envy if it's sounding restrictive? You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It is. Even the Americans are opposing the way the American government is running this country right now, right? Because it's becoming less and more restrictive for people to express themselves, right? You can't just express yourself. Even if you want to protest, you got to sign a piece of paper. It's a whole bunch of red tape. But right now, that's what when the people went to the White House, remember on January 6th and rushed the White House, right? That was what that was all about. They was, you know what? You don't like the way it's no longer being free. The freedom has been challenged over here. And so, but the Western ways of living is still intact, though, right? Once again, you don't have one wife. You have to pay taxes. There's You can't. Women are here in the eyes of the law equal, right? You can't. The Western world is also house, car, family, dream, and then So the way life is over here, it's more of a partnership, right? This is ran more of a partnership with America in a way. We're kind of make money, try to make money, and then make them more money. Then so yeah, this is the way we are over here. That's just the way I look at it. Maybe somebody else have more to add to that.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Yeah. And B-Eazy, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. He said America says this is a Christian nation. How's that not pushing religion?
Well, they let you. I mean, if you go to the streets, right, on the street corner, you got all type of religions, right? You got Israelites, you got Nation of Islam, 5 centers. So America's not coming down on them and saying, hey, y'all got to give up that and y'all got to be Christians. So there are a lot of secular different religions in America. America is not a Christian country, predominantly. They don't even allow you to pray or even have your views in schools and stuff. They took all that. They separated church and state, right? America started out. Huh?
I disagree with you with that one, man.
Well, yeah. America's not really pushing. America's not pushing Christianity religion no more.
Well, okay. If you or I was to go into a courtroom right now and we had to give a deposition, what book would they make us put our hand on to swear that we would tell the truth?
The Bible.
And is that in just one state, or is that in all
states? All states.
Wait a minute, brother. We got conflict here. Wait a minute. You just said that they're not pushing Christianity yet. To tell the truth, to make sure that you're telling the truth, they make you put your hand on this Bible in every state, in every county, every state.
Well,
that's a conflict.
That's just formality and tradition. Okay, but once you get in your court session started, right? They're not holding to anything about the Bible, right? Everything is about your case, the facts of your case. You got to prove that the fact that the government has put against you are accusations.
Wait. But they're gonna say that if you put your hand on that Bible and you told us you're gonna tell us the truth. If you lie, they have a charge they call perjury. They're gonna say you perjured yourself.
But you can do perjury without putting your hand on the Bible.
Huh?
You can commit perjury without even putting your hand on the Bible. I mean, perjury is perjury.
I'm talking about in a case where they had to swear you in on the Bible.
Yeah.
And they can charge you with perjury, right? And so what I'm saying is that they hold this book in a little more esteem than everywhere else. That's what I'm saying. Let's just be honest about it. They hold the Bible in I would say just a little bit more esteem. I would say probably a lot more esteem than everything else. Yes, they're not going to come in arrest in most cases, for being a religion other than Christianity, but the Bible is held in a lot more esteem. That's just
I would agree with you on that in a matter of formality, but that's not what they're pushing. The courts are not pushing religion. That's the only.
It's the blind, right?
Yeah.
It's indirect. You see what I'm saying?
That is the only formality. Right?
No. But I know. But to you, it's just a signification, right? It's just signifying something. But to the people, it's a subtle, indirect proof of this book. And this is what you should. If we're gonna find out what the truth is, this book is gonna get us the truth, right? And I have no problem with that. But I'm just being honest by saying. These courts, they make you put your hand on this Bible, and it's a subtle and indirect way of acknowledging that this book has some type of power to hold someone accountable for what they say, and therefore it should be held in the highest regard above all other books. It's a subtle thing. It's not something they come out and say.
But I'm not disputing that. But America. Forefront of everything that they believe and truly believe in is capitalism.
Agreed.
They don't. You never hear the president say praise the Lord. None of that, right? They don't never talk. And they're having a meeting, Republicans, Democrats. Trump is giving his speech, or when Biden, they never address any of that.
They just experiment with the Bible too.
Yeah, you don't remember when Donald Trump held the Bible up, even though it was upside down.
Yeah, but he was being funny though, right? He wasn't serious.
Shout out
He was like he's the devil, right? So we all know that.
Ever serious? I mean, I don't know about him.
We know he's the devil, but he just used that as he was actually clowning the Bible, right? So we know there's a lot of people that do that, and a lot of people do, and for the sake of argument, a lot of people do use the Bible to manipulate masses of people. So all
the religious texts, brother.
Yes, but I'm just going to say particularly the Bible right now, right? But when it comes down to principle of the matter, right? Everything's about capitalism, and that is at the forefront of every movement in America as far as the government officials, right? If they coming to get you, it's going to be something to do with their pocketbooks. They don't really care about. You can say, forget the Christians. You can say whatever you want about them. They're not going to come and investigate you. They're not going to come. They don't care. So America truly, they push more Satanism than they do Christianism. And if you listen to all the rap music, all the R&B music, right? The videos now are demonic, right? I'm talking about, man, like upside down crosses. All right. Okay, so and this was pushed by the elites, right? Because they sign off everything that's coming out the system. And you got the rappers there talking about devil this, 666 this. And then you got the rock bands. We ain't gonna talk about the rock bands. What's his name? Marilyn Manson, right? You got, this is who they're pushing. This is what they want. So this is a satanic country. This is not a Christian country. The Bible is just like a toy that's like paper. Doesn't have any meaning to them.
Well, some people, I think they take it. Depends on the people. It depends on the person if they're going to take it seriously or not. Just like any religion.
If you burn that Bible, there's nothing going to happen to you.
Wait a minute, what'd you say?
If you let's say you take a Bible, right, and burn it, there's nothing going to happen to you by them. Nothing. They're going to like, okay, what? Don't care.
Oh. Well, I mean, nothing going to happen if you burn any book.
Now, if you burn that flag, we got a problem.
Can I build with the brothers for a second? Let me build my brothers and my sisters for a second. Ruthless Truth and Bro Clarence, man, I'm loving y'all right now. Y'all definitely building on a real high level. We really on a real high vibration right now. But here's the thing, right? And I agree with you, Ruthless Truth. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you if you rub with that Bible. It won't happen to you, spiritually or anything else, because you're not even getting the real Bible. Let me tell you this: they'll never give you the real Bible. They will never give. You will never ever have the real Bible, not the real one, not the one that really has the real truth in it. You'll never read that book. They're always gonna hide it. They always gonna take books out of it. Look how many books in the Bible's been missing that we've had to find. You know what I'm saying? We'll never get the real undisputed truth. Never will happen.
The Bible in this country is the Constitution.
Facts.
They gonna read that Constitution to you. Yeah.
Ruthless, so you're ex-military. You
bro, that just contradicted everything that you were saying. But that just contradicts everything that you was previously saying.
The Constitution is not based on the Bible. I'm saying America.
Is the Bible a religious document, religious literature, or no?
Yeah, of course it is.
So you just saying everything is based around religious literature?
No. I said,
which one is it?
No. I said America's religion is the Constitution. That's what they base, and the capitalism. All that right there is America.
And you said the Bible, a religious document, is the Constitution.
But it's not respected, nor is it protected. It's not protected. They're not protecting the Bible in this country.
How is it not respected? So the Constitution is not respected?
The Bible is, dude, if you go in there, let's say you say, I read a scripture and I killed 3 people because I read the scripture. You think they're going to let you off? No, you get convicted, you go to jail for the Constitution. You override. Whatever it is you say, relationship you have with your religion, you're getting
That's
dust.
kind of inflation, bro. That's like a
Yeah,
straw
that was
man
kind of a poor
conflation,
argument
bro.
right there.
Dust.
Yeah, come on, reckless. That was a very reckless argument, brother.
No, they don't
Ruthless,
care
reckless
about
argument.
this country. Does not care about the Christian religion, man. Without a doubt. It's not even debatable. The thing that matters to them,
they may not care about it genuinely, but they care about it enough to use it as a tool to indoctrinate, to separate. It's a useful tool. So that seems to be something that they.
Who are they indoctrinating?
So have you not heard multiple politicians, including Tim Scott, Lindsey Graham? I could go down and they say we need more prayer in the school. Do you think they're talking about more prayer to Islam?
That's subjective. I could not tell you what their true meaning is, but I can say this.
Come on, bro.
I can say this. In this country right now, right? The Bible is explicitly against, colorful things, right? And right now you can identify whatever you want. No matter what age you are, you can identify it as whatever you want. And they're honoring that. That is not what the Bible preaches. So we cannot sit here and say, they are using it to manipulate when the LGBTQ community is running their cycle. Now we know that God made male and female, and they're saying, whoa, you don't have to. If you're a male, but you don't have to identify as that. And if you at work and you say, hey, you're not a female, you're a male, you can lose your job and be reprimanded. So this is totally opposite of the Bible. So I don't understand what you guys are talking about here.
Yo, y'all want to take me in real quick? Matter of fact, I'll do it my own self. Look, Christianity, right, is predominant religion in the United States. Okay, I could even do the research and show it to you. But the country has long history, right, of Christian influence on the culture and society. And although these are studies occurring from 2020, but I'm for sure I can still put up more sources for the current year. But the survey of the research center says around 65% of American adults identify as Christians. Okay, the Protestant dominations. What's it called?
Denominations.
Denominations. Yeah. Thank you. It's been a minute. So denominations being the largest group at 43%. Other significant religions in the U.S. include Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and various of faiths. But however, the most important note is that the U.S. is a diverse and multicultural country. But however, people mostly fall into Christianity. Christianity is pretty much like the largest in the United States.
Okay.
Which, when Big Riggs was talking in the chat, right, about the motels, and I didn't know what the hell he was talking about at first, right? Because he was smoking, so I was like, "Damn, what you smoking?" but he was foreseeing, right? He was.
Hey, Riggs, open that sunroof, man. Open that sunroof, Riggs. Try to get out there, man. Trying to have it all for yourself, man.
That boy stay smoking that hookah though. But look,
Big Rig smokes.
Right.
So let me speak to that a little bit, right?
Wait, hold on, Rufus. I know you got a lot of.
My bad. I thought you finished.
Yeah. But the point is, right? Okay, when he made that point about we go to most motels, right? You'll always see one of those little small Christian pamphlets or those Christian Bibles or whatever that's probably sitting at the little desk that you've been on. And so, if that was the case, where's the Quran's at? Why the Quran's not more advertised? They don't even advertise no other religion but Christianity or Mark when it comes to some of these cartoon shows in America. So, Christianity does play a big role, but because it plays a big role, yes, the colonizers will use that as a tool to remix certain scriptures, okay, because it's profitable. Churches are not going to get taxed or whatever, but however, it still plays some type of benefit to the country because why? By the end of the day, it's all about mind control and turning you guys into puppets. That's what it's all about.
Okay, so can I get up in there? Can I get up in there?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now you're moving the goalposts because I did not say what most people believe in. That's not the topic was America. So we're talking about.
I'm talking about America.
So now we're talking about the structure and foundation which is built and this country's ran by, which is the Constitution. All right. Yeah, you might be majority Christians here, but you got a lot of other religions here too, and you can't access the Quran, right? And a lot of religions who aren't Christians identify as Christians, such as the Catholics, right? And other, even Hebrew Israelites identify as Christians, though they're not Christians, right? They don't not even believe in the Bible, but it's just easy to get in and out of spaces. So they use it, a lot of it to be able to get a platform. So ultimately, what Disney pushes, we all know is Satanism, right? We know that, right? We all know that with Disney and all your videos, music videos, is what? Satanism. That is the most fastest growing, but it isn't really out there, but it's coming more and more. Now, back to, since you want to move the goalpost to the people who are claiming Christianity, a lot of them are being taken advantage of, right? A lot of it is all about the money. They're feed them lies. Oh yeah, we just pass that bread bucket around, right? Pass that money bucket around. Woo, woo, woo. And everybody's capitalizing on people's vulnerabilities to actually not do the research and actually have knowledge. So they've been led to the slaughter. So what one believes and what the country pushes is two different things, man. Okay? And of course, America's not going to stop the fake preachers, right? From taking all the money, because why? That's taxes. That's more money in their pocket as well. Right? So they don't care. But ultimately, they do not agree with or push Christianity in school. Man, school is going to make you say, hey, mandatory Christian classes. You don't even never have to read the Bible in your life. And nobody's going to care. This country does not push it. Yeah, they're put there, but that's just politics. Because they don't want to get sued. People sue them. Hey, well, you discriminated against my religion. Why you don't put more Bible? Okay, we'll put the Bible here. Damn it, put the Bible there. What? Okay, we don't care. But we're not promoting this. Right there, tell you in a minute. We do not promote this, but here. So you can't say we made you do it. So therefore, to end this land is plain, we know, truthfully in our hearts, as people, this country is very evil. And it represents evil. And capitalism and the Constitution, which is at the forefront of this country, this is what this country believes in. If you disrespect that in any form or fashion, war will come to your doorsteps. And I'm gonna land that.
Okay.
But he's totally right. Like, the country is evil, but and also with that, you know what I'm saying? The thing is this: we need to start saying, look, you're not gonna keep putting the things that our people, you know what I mean, want to, you know, represent, whether it's African customs, African religion, Islam, whatever. Stop demonizing it. Stop making it seem like it's evil, because it doesn't represent what the oppressor wants us to stand for, what the colonizer wants us to stand for, what the system wants us to stand for. Because every time we stand up, even if we're not even being violent, anytime we speak up and say something, it's always demonized. Every single time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing I'm just tired of, man. I'm tired of that shit. Go ahead, y'all.
But see, this is the point I was gonna speak up, right? Because here's the thing, right? They do that type of stuff, like not directly but indirectly. But I'm not saying that, like, okay, that because Christian, like 65% of Americans practice the art of Christianity. That doesn't mean that we're living in a holy type of country or whatever. What I'm just saying is that, like, America will demonize anything that plays into their benefits. There's always going to be some type of agenda that's going on. I don't know. I'm not supposed to even say that shit on YouTube, but whatever, right? There's always going to be something that's going to be going on, you know, behind the scenes. So we all gotta watch out for something. Yes, the ultimate goal is capitalism and mind control at the same time. But when it comes to mind control and capitalism, they're gonna sneak in something that's gonna catch most Americans' attention.
Which is religion. And religion. Yes, bro. Ruthless. Let me cook, bro. We heard what you heard what you had to say, brother. But
I'm not going to interrupt you.
But the pledge, I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. Doesn't say under Allah. Doesn't say under Buddha. We also already talked about the Bible's in there, you know.
Don't forget about the need.
I'm just saying, if it was so open that you say, and so equal, like you say, all of these books should have equal representation, but it's not equal. No one is saying that everyone is a Bible-toting Christian. We're saying that it's Christianity, along with other religions, are used as tools to indoctrinate, to distract, and it being a capitalist nation, there are political agendas. What do they use in the political agendas? Religion. Countless politicians have been saying. There was just one yesterday on Fox News, Tim Scott, saying we need more prayer in the school. When they say prayer, they're not talking about Buddhism. You know what I mean? Look at these other books like that. I'm sure that people don't even know. All of these other religions have books. You know, there's a book for Taoism. There's a book for Buddhism. There's a book if you are a Jehovah's Witness. Are those books promoted? No, but the Bible is consistently promoted. And it doesn't mean that just because it's promoted that everyone is going to adhere to the scripture and the virtues of the Bible, but they are putting that in your face. What about atheists? Do atheists not have any type of position? So not only do they demonize every other religion, they say we're accepting of everyone's thoughts and beliefs, except if you're atheist. You know what I mean? So as soon as you get sworn into a position, I got to put my hand on the Bible. No, I don't believe in the Bible. They start looking at me side-eye. That seems like a form of indoctrination, you know, and you yourself said the Bible is the Constitution. If the Bible is the Constitution,
that was not the Constitution.
Seems like we live in a very religious. Well, that's what you said. I'm just going off what your words were.
I didn't say that. Bible's not the Constitution is not the Bible. Everybody knows
literally
that. Said the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms.
Well, maybe it was a Freudian slip because you did say that, bro.
No, I didn't say that.
I don't know if it was the Henny or a Freudian slip.
Misunderstood. It's okay, but I'm just clarifying that the Constitution is not the Bible.
Okay, we'll clarify this for me. You said Disney was pushing Satanism.
Of course.
What actual examples do you have of that?
So me and my daughter, you know, she likes the little cartoon stuff, right? And she drugged me with her. All right, I had to take her. And went to the movie theater, got popcorn and everything. So I'm watching the movie. I'm not really watching. She's doing all the watching. I'm just there. And at the end of the movie, it was very interesting, right? I was like, and I'm not really understanding this movie. It's kind of just a bunch of rhetoric talking. And then at the end, they had Baphomet, right? This demon at the end of the show. And he was like the one that had all these colors. I'm like, what? And I told my daughter, we're not watching these type of shows no more. Everybody knows. I don't know where you've been. Even the rap. Look at the rap music when they do a video, right? They got a bunch of demonic Travis Scott.
So was that your only example?
No, it's more.
But we focus on Disney.
I'm not going to go over everything we hear all night.
Could you give us two more? Because that didn't seem like a strong example. Could you give us two more? Because you just acting like it's so rampant. Could you give us two more?
So let me help you out. It comes down to this, right? We know in our hearts that this country is not Christian, right?
This time I'm moving the goalposts. Now
I'm just saying the country's not Christian. I've been saying that. That's my.
Yeah, but I asked you a question specifically about Satanism, something that you brought up, and you can't even back up what you said.
I just said all of
you said Disney was pushing Satanism, and then
in their movies,
all the music videos.
Look at all the movies, man. Everything.
Well, isn't Satanism a religion?
Even Harry Potter. Look at all of them. It's all demonic.
That's true in 3.
It is.
Look at it, man. That's all they push is Satanism. Disney and the music industry are one.
And the number one video game.
You should have
hold on.
examples, but
let me say this, y'all. The number one video game right now is Hogwarts, based on Harry Potter. That's the number one video game right now. It's the hottest thing right now.
And it's demonic.
That's a fact.
It's demonic. All the video games are demonic.
Guys, that is not demonic.
Did Disney put out Harry Potter? Is Harry Potter a Disney production?
Yes, well, it's part of it.
It's
that's the moving of the goal.
Disney owns Miramax.
What's next? You want to talk about Lord of the Rings, Star Wars? I mean, what else? Marvel, MCU. What else we got?
So let me say this, right?
Because you was talking about moving the goalposts.
This country, well, truly, we're just talking about. You shall know a tree by its fruit, right? So if this country was pushing Christian, right, like y'all say they is, then they would not allow these satanic videos and all and these rappers, right, pushing this. And then they would come down on that. Like, hey, what y'all doing? We Christians. But they're not saying nothing. Hollywood is demonic.
Okay. Let me switch up a little bit, right? Even though it is true that in this country, in the U.S., right, like I said, statistically, as of 2020, right, and it could be more, but 65% of the people, right, claim Christianity by faith. But there's other religions that people go by. But that's Christianity is just not the biggest point of mind control. Religion as a whole in America is used as a tool to make people modern day slaves. Anybody could be a slave to religion. So when you said, okay, you kept talking about Satanism, okay, you're talking about religion.
No. Yeah. It's religion. That's a form of religion. Yeah.
It is religion.
Yeah.
You know, it's what you
want. Not Christian.
But it doesn't matter. And the point is, the biggest capitalism is based off of religion.
Okay.
It just Christianity is the highest out of all religions.
Christianity is the primary religion. Most of these religions are used as tools, but Christianity is the primary tool that people use. And just like some people use Satanism, another religion, as a tool to indoctrinate. No one is saying it's only Christianity that's being used. We're just saying that's the predominant religion that's being used in America to spread whatever agenda people want to spread. And there are some true believers, but it gets convoluted with the people that are just using it to kind of divide and distract everything.
Because we don't have all the information, B-Eazy. We don't have the real book. We don't have all the information. And anytime you don't have all the information on something, it's going to get convoluted. And on top of that, when it's being, Bro Clam's getting down with the food, I see him. You know what I mean? Also, you know what I mean? When you don't have all the info, you know what I mean? You know what's going to happen, man? You're going to get sideswiped. You're going to get tricked. You know what I mean? You're going to get caught up. And we all know that. You got to have all the information. We're not giving all the information. We're giving parts and bits and pieces of information and told to believe the whole thing to be true. And that's not going to work. You got to give me all the facts. You know what I mean? For me, if I'm gonna cook some food and I'm gonna make the recipe, I gotta have the full recipe. I can't have half of the shit because this ain't gonna come out right. We all know that. You bake a cake, you bake it wrong, it's gonna come out flat. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. So we gotta have more information.
Just to piggyback off that, mind control is that house payment you making, that car payment you making, that money that you're getting, all that is enough to control the population. You see, during the pandemic, right? Everything was about money. Wasn't about no religion. The power of money is more stronger than any religion. It is the biggest religion in the world. The dollar.
So it is a religion then?
That's a religion, yeah. The worship of money, yes.
So it's still religion.
It's not Christian.
That's what we're talking about.
It's not Christian though. That dollar is nothing, but in the mind, is everything, right? People are trapped. People are trapped right now in their lifestyles. Like, so right now, if me and you say, hey, we don't like America, let's go start up something. Everybody gonna be like, well, man, I got bills. Man, I got this car payment. I got this house I'm paying on for 35 years. And that's the trap. That is control the population. Come on, man. Because why they gonna hit you with her? Gonna hit you in your pockets. They're gonna hit you in your pockets. That's where America gonna hit you. If they want you, they're gonna hit you in your pockets. Freeze all his accounts. Yeah, that'll control his butt. You can't dispute that.
But when it comes,
I just want to salute Queen real quick. Queen, we'll let Queen rock out. Go ahead, and 3 about to rock out, but go ahead, Queen.
No, I forgot about Queen. No, actually, she go ahead. Go ahead, Queen.
What are y'all talking about?
Not this again. No, she be knowing what the topic is, but she always do this though. Yo, stop doing that, yo, for real.
Y'all never. When I come in, y'all always the goalposts be in Japan, and y'all supposed to be in Africa. Y'all be all over the place. I don't know what continent you on, what universe you in. Can you please come back to Earth and let me know when you on the right time zone? Cause y'all be all
Queen,
over.
Buy our tape, Queen. Buy our tape.
Nah, I will never do that. I get it for free. Don't play yourself. I'll bootleg you at the barbershop before I pay y'all.
Nah, you gonna buy my tape.
But you'll never bootleg my new book coming soon.
You gonna fill me in? I definitely ain't buying no book.
Yo, you gonna buy the book?
No, I ain't buying nothing. I'll buy it to burn it online. Especially if you write it. Oh, I'm definitely burning that.
So the topic, Queen, right, is listed down below, and it says, why do some people say that Islamic religion is demonized? Mm-hmm.
They say that about every religion.
They say demonic.
Yeah. No, they don't say that about Buddhists, do they?
What, the Buddhism is demonic?
Maybe not demonized, but people say stuff about everything. If it's not for you, God damn it, pass it and go to the next. Why do you care? Why do you care? That's like you saying you don't drink malt liquor. Well, damn it, somebody drinks a 40. So if they want to go drink a 40, you want to go drink Henny, go drink Henny. Leave the malt liquor drinkers alone. Why do you care?
Well, I don't
care. I believe what I believe. I ain't forcing it on nobody. I ain't trying to shove it down nobody's throat. But I'm not going to justify it or argue with you about it. You believe what you believe. Believe it. Good luck in life. And I wish you well in all the spirits or whatever you believe in. I hope they help you out. So I don't care. It don't matter. Every religion has demon-like qualities. Every religion has things that are questionable. Everybody. Because it's not about the religion, it's about the people who follow it. It's not that, it's us. We make it that way. It's not the religion or the standards or the belief system. It's us. And that's the problem. Because we're flawed and we're deceitful and we're hateful. So it's us. We are the demons. And on that note, I dropped the mic. Next.
Cool, and I agree with that, Queen. I just wanted to add this, and anybody else could pick it up. And this is based on 2014 study, so the numbers could have changed, but this is the most recent one by the wealth management firm of UBS, found that nearly 2/3 of billionaires identify as Christian. So that's 66%, 17% identified as Jewish, 6% identified as Muslim. So maybe it's a coincidence that they identify as Christian. I don't know if they were indoctrinated or they just were born believing that. But, when we talk about capitalism, most of the wealthiest capitalists identify as Christian. It's not my word. Look it up. What was that?
Is this just in the U.S. or overall?
This was in the U.S.
Okay. So we can't say the Jews have all the money anymore, huh?
I never said.
We can whip out that stat now and be like, see, no, they don't.
I want to say that.
I like how she went there. That was kind of fly. I like that.
It was a little slick, but I get you on that part.
It was slick, you know.
Yeah.
It's a little slippery too, because you dipped that and muted up and got out of there. I like that, Intrepidus. Well played, you know, well played. But it doesn't absolve. I'm not saying they control, but you know, they are really still heavy power brokers, which, you know, that I don't think anyone should be knocking them for that, you know, because if people have power, you know, what's kind of the point of power if you don't exercise at that point? And when I say exercise it, I don't mean abuse it. I mean just exercise your authority, you know. Anyone that has ever had power, they've exercised it in some form or fashion, and they don't let anyone tell them, hey, you shouldn't be exercising your power in this way. No, get some power like me, and then you do whatever you want with your power. But I don't advocate for anyone abusing that, because that's usually you know, kind of a heinous, cruel way of thinking, you know what I mean? And I just don't think it's necessary.
And Queen, the reason why we were saying that it's important because, you know, this is the Queen, you know, the reason why we're stressing this topic, or we even had a topic, is because why is it that when our people, you know what I'm saying, our people always have something that we want to say that stands up to the status quo, why is it demonized? And in the Islamic religion, whether it's the NOI or other people who represent Islam, who are telling our people to stand up for themselves, to tell them to be about ourselves, and not just let the oppressor and the colonizer put us down, and they're automatically demonized. You know what I mean? They're not even allowed, and bro Clarence, you can check me if I'm wrong on this, they're not even allowed to have social media. Brothers can't even have an Instagram, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just an Instagram. It's crazy. They can't have a Twitter, Facebook, nothing. Nothing. They can't even have a YouTube channel. Salute the Great Pill. I see you. So that's why I'm interested in this topic.
Now, you talking about like the people from other countries, right, Mr. Best, like China and something?
No, I'm talking about right here in the United States. There's brothers of the Islamic faith that can't even have social media.
Yeah, well, it just depends on who they running with. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything else, man. There's some Christian people that are the same way. The Amish, right? It's the same way. You know what I mean? So it just depends what sect you run with, and there's sects.
Yeah, I know some of my Jewish friends. They don't have social media. Of course, they can't date anyone that's not Jewish. They can only go to like Jewish parties. Even my friend, she said her family, if it's not kosher, she can't even bring it in the house, bro. The food.
No, they're banned from social media. They're being banned. Like social media banned these people from speaking out.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, so that's different.
Oh, okay. Oh, you talking about like Mr. Farrakhan getting kicked off?
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? They banned them.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you update me on the particular?
You talking about the Nation of Islam?
Any Christian?
You talking about the Nation of Islam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the Nation of Islam. You know, y'all kind of radical, right? With the black people, right? You know, that's a big war going on. But
well, how so radical?
Islam, Nation of Islam.
Yeah, how's the radical?
They're very right. They're very super pro black, right? So they're anti-America.
Well, they're pro freedom, justice, and equality. How's that,
but they don't accept everybody within it. Like they don't accept it. I mean, this is what I think what's his name? Malcolm X came back from Mecca and was like, wait a minute, and they killed.
Neither does the Catholic religion. They
no
one accepts women in there.
Yeah, you ain't gonna accept everybody in your house. So
there's a method to that madness in that situation. There's a method to that madness because we got a house that we need to clean up, and whenever we go to somebody else looking at asking them to help us clean up our house, it seems like it gets worse. So it's something we need to take it. It's like every time if you're at your house and you needed to clean your house and you kept it over to your neighbor and, hey, can you be cleaning my house up? And when your neighbor was in worse condition, you say, wait a minute, I'm not going to go get my neighbor no more. I'm going to clean this up myself. Maybe I could do a better job of it. So let me just isolate myself to get this straight first. And then once I get this straight, if we can have dialogue, then yeah, my neighbor could come over. Yeah, but first thing first, I gotta get this straight first. So that's the situation with that.
And so I'm like this, right? This is my opinion, right?
Okay.
America, anybody who is radical, right? That's
Okay.
not just religion. Even if you're, let's say, just real, pro your people or whatever, right?
Okay.
They will demonize you. Because you are anybody. Right now they're in a transition, in my opinion, of demasculating anybody who's opposing, like anybody who's masculine or grit. They try to take you out the way, right? Not just.
Why would they do that, brother?
Because they're pushing the woman, right? Because it's more easier.
Why would they push the woman on you?
Because it's easier to control the society, right? Because more women are more agreeable by nature.
Okay, why would they want a more agreeable person to have more control?
So they can implement more policy.
I'm sorry?
More policy, right? More agreeable people means whatever they want to push, it's not going to be no pushback, right? Just like the LGBTQ, right? They're pushing that. And because women are the biggest supporters, right? It's able to slide it in. If you're manly, you come up against that.
My point is on the bigger issue, the bigger picture. Why would they want these people? If these people are so agreeable, why would they want them in there? Why would they?
So they can get in their policies, right? Less risk of civil war.
Yeah, okay, but the bigger picture is, like you said, capitalism. Right?
That and less
women will spend more money than men.
Also less chance for civil war. Correct.
Less chance for a civil war. What do you mean?
Women won't. They're more agreeable, right? And so the government comes in and the women, they're like, okay, right? They're not men. Us masculine men be like, hey, let's go get the guns, right? Just like they did on January 6th.
They ain't worried about no civil war. They're not worried about civil war with men.
No, well,
they don't even vote.
Every country's worried about civil
war. They're definitely not going to go.
Every country's worried about civil war because it's the hardest war to win, right?
But they don't have to. They don't have to worry about men with civil war because you have women here.
Yeah, because that's why
they don't even vote. Women vote the most.
Right. That's my point. They're promoting that.
So you don't have to worry about a civil war with men because men are not even voting.
Because
they don't even vote. They're definitely not going to have a civil war.
Because they're demasculating us. Right.
Okay, I get that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to say in the long run, the bigger picture is I do want this situation set up to where the woman is the one that's taking action and more active, involved in politics and more involved in legislation and stuff like that. Why?
Because their whole agenda is to demasculate men. Because what do women do? The feminist movement, the Me Too. The Me Too, right, is to what? Right. The feminist movement and the Me Too movement is to what? Is to demasculate men, which is perfectly suitable for the powers to be. Because
it depends on the perspective you're looking at. Now, if you're looking at it from a man's perspective, they say, "Oh, the Me Too movement and the feminist movement to emasculate men." Right. If you're looking at it from the female's perspective, the Me Too movement and the feminist movement is to empower women. Right. Which it did. The feminist movement did some things that we needed. Right. It helped women get more personal. It helped them with their personal safety, right? It helped them because it brought attention to more men to realize the positions we were putting women in, particularly pressuring them into sex, before they're ready and things like that, right? So their personal safety, things about their job, pay, the pay scale being the same. That it helped them with that. So there's certain things that the feminist movement did help. Now, what the feminist movement didn't anticipate or have a way to balance off with the family, the hit to the family that it was going to take when the women actually went out into the job market and they start leaving the children to come home to themselves. That was not addressed. And so that unfortunately left some of us in a situation. And then on top of that, the less of a need for a man to be involved in the child's life day to day, according to the feminism, that promoted this single mother lifestyle and single parent lifestyle. I don't want to say just single mothers, but single parent lifestyle that ultimately has the father not in the daily life of the children, and that is a huge impact on crime. It has a huge impact on the cost of the government for incarceration, yearly incarceration for different, because all of that stems from the father not being around. This is my opinion. The father not being involved, and all of this is to control a segment of the population. So there's always a revolving door through the incarceration, school dropout, incarceration, no fathers, single parenthood. It's just a hamster wheel that a certain segment of the population is stuck on, and unless we get that clear in our own heads to get out of that hamster wheel, we stuck, because we following the dollar. They got a dollar out there, and we all chasing that dollar, and all this other stuff happened in between. Do you disagree with that?
No, I don't have those. I have no problems with that. But the ultimate, my point is that the American government is pushing women, and that is all the positions in power is obviously a statement of that, right? Kamala Harris, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Because women are more agreeable in terms of when the policies need to be pushed in a certain direction. Women is less chance of a civil war or any pushback, right? That is ultimately the
civil war.
I'm just saying you got to think, right? They watch everything. Don't think America's not watching everybody, right? They watch everybody for a reason.
Hey, bro, I had an FBI agent in front of my house for 2 years.
Yeah.
I definitely know they watch it. When they want to watch, they watch.
They watch everybody. And what the one thing America is never going to go to sleep on is a potential uprising within their community, within the country, because this is the greatest threat to their power, right?
I'm glad. Ruthless Truth, let me pick it up from there. I'm glad he said that, because that's why they call the Panthers the most. They said it was the biggest threat to the country because it was causing an uprising. And I believe also when it comes to brothers and sisters who are from the NOI, who are from other radical movements, who are telling brothers and sisters to stand up to the establishment, they're being silenced and they're being called threats. You know what I mean? Like Brother Kanye said, they take the DEA and the CIA, they want to lock us all up, they want to create new slaves. They want to create new slaves. I think both of you brothers are speaking to that, about them creating new slaves and us being slaves to the system. And we have to understand that. You know what I mean? Whether they have to use our women, our children, whatever they got to use, robots, androids to replace us at the workforce, whatever they got to do, you know what I mean, to create that slavery mentality and infrastructure towards us, that's what they've always been doing. So we got to understand that. We have to fully understand that, because that's what's really going on.
Yeah, I just, I think that a lot of times we look at a situation and we're looking at one perspective, one angle, and there's a lot of different angles to look at a lot of different stuff. Same thing with the Me Too movement. There's women, only one ARP out of maybe 10 gets reported. So a lot of women out here being violated. We're not even talking about children, but we're just talking about women right now, grown women being violated out here, right? And they weren't reporting it. They didn't have they had too much fear to report it and shame about it. But the Me Too movement brought that. Now, what I didn't like about the Me Too movement was the ease at which a wrong accusation could be thrown out there. That's what I didn't like. I thought that there's got to be a way to find a even playing field where, yes, somebody can accuse you, but if they find out that it's wrong, there should be a way to clean your slate. But that's the problem with the Me Too movement. There's no way to clean your slate, even if the accusation has found out to be unwarranted and a lie. you still had this accusation hanging over your head, and that's so everything has things where it has to knock out the kinks in it. You know what I mean? But there's nothing that really can knock out the kinks in everything. But we have to look at everything like from everybody's perspective, and then try to come together and see what's the best way for everybody to move forward. In my opinion.
Ladies, what you guys think about that?
So I had to walk away for a minute, but I heard the last part, and I've kind of personally drawn the conclusion that we should look at a study that was done where they went around and asked people. What they did basically is they humanized homosexuality. And I know I'm not doing an argument for homosexuality. I'm just giving an example per this experiment.
Okay.
And they had people who were previously against it, and they would present them with real life people who are gay, and they would say something like, "Oh, I hate those guys," and then they would bring someone to them and introduce them and whatnot, and then say, "Do you still feel that way about homosexuals because this person is homosexual?" And I feel like that needs to happen to somehow with like the Muslim community in America. Is we need to not do black and white thinking and not make overgeneralizations and humanize the people. Because I had a lot of bad experiences in the Middle East, but that was the Arab culture that Brother Clarence was speaking of. The first words I learned in Kuwaiti were all curse words, and I learned how to use a knife there as self-defense to keep from getting kidnapped. However, I've been over at people's houses during Eid, right after Ramadan, and
Eid is a feast.
Yes. So I was there for the party, right? But like, I was invited and I went, and that was the most wholesome time I have ever had. They had children of all ages, and they said, "Okay, everybody go to the pool house now. All the kids go." And I was like, as an American kid going, "Yeah, what are we going to do there?" These big games that included all the children of all the ages, and it was all 100% innocent. Like, I actually had a really great time as a high schooler. And I mean, we had some neighbors in our apartment building who had me over for dinner a couple times, and just how loving they were. And then get back home and have my mother be angry with me that I ate food with the Muslim neighbors, And I know for a fact the Baha'i faith isn't very well known, but it does come out of Iran. And whenever I read Baha'i prayers to people who are not familiar with it, even reading the English version, because I don't speak Farsi or traditional Arabic, the verbiage that's being used really alarms people because it's very similar to Islam. So like I feel it. I feel it for you guys, like I get it. Like, I can be more covert because nobody knows what the heck the Baha'i faith is. And all the Baha'is in my city are white people. I mean, there's only like a couple black people, and that's it. Like, it's not very diverse. So like, and it's mostly people who are older white people. So nobody's going to mess with them. Right. I mean, they could, but we did have to close the Baha'i Center because it was getting vandalized, but that was the building, not the people. So I don't know. I see where y'all are coming from, and I do feel like it needs to be humanized, and it is there.
I forget, Intrepid Ducks, where are you from?
Everywhere.
I mean, where you currently reside in?
I'm in Arizona right now.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking it was somewhere like deep in the Midwest, but okay.
I have family there, so I probably have weird remnants of different accents from moving. and to different places all throughout my life. So
Yeah, no, I get it. Queen, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. What y'all? I don't know what's going on.
You
So
ready to get up for your nap?
yeah. Shut up, M3. Make me find you. I know where you at. Where you at?
Well, what do you think about this?
We talking about the Me Too movement. See what I mean? How y'all get on the Me Too movement? Y'all talk about Muslims.
Well, we're here now talking about it. So, what's your thoughts
on the Me Too movement? That's what you want to know.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
I think everything has a good and bad point. You know, I don't know much about the Me Too movement, but I know why it was formed. But with that, I think I didn't know that if you're found not guilty, that you can't get it off your record. That ain't cool. So, yeah, I understand why it was formed, but it's just everybody. You just gotta work out the kinks of stuff.
Queen.
What?
I don't want to say that I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you found not guilty for something having to do with the sex crime, that you can't get off your record. That comes off your. I'm talking about the accusation. Let's say somebody accused you. Let's say somebody accused you, and then it's found out that the person lied.
Yeah.
You still got the accusation hanging over your head. That's what I was meant to say.
Oh,
so if I didn't make that clear, I'm sorry about that. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I'm, like M3 said, I'm gonna agree with him today. I'm a little sleepy, so I'm not paying too much attention.
I.e. Michael Jackson.
Huh? Oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah. But, that was unfortunate because they didn't. But you know what? It affected him, but he still had diehard fans that, didn't believe it. So,
Well, they're not his diehard fans then, if that's the case.
Huh?
Well, they're not really his fans, if that's the case.
No, I'm saying, though, he still had diehard fans that didn't believe it. That kept
that didn't believe.
You know what I mean? Like, he still sold out. So yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Accusations are, we take things and we run with it. Like, we don't even need to know it's true. It's just sometimes it just becomes a viral moment. That's why I say they should put if you reporting false news, I feel like even on YouTube, even on Instagram, anywhere, you should be held accountable and have to pay what do you call it? When you mess up a person's character. Yeah, I feel like
defamation of character.
She's talking about punitive damages.
I feel like if you jump on that bandwagon and you start sharing and posting and making your little comments and not knowing the truth, even if the person is found not guilty, I think you should pay too. They should come after everybody. They can come after you. That'll keep you from clicking and sharing, and you don't know the story.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that is defamation of character. But real quick, I gotta give a salute to Auntie. What up, man? How you doing, Auntie?
What's going on, big dog?
Yeah, Auntie, what you stream? Did you stream earlier?
Not today.
I think I had a notification, but I don't know if that was earlier. That was for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I might have scheduled something for tomorrow. I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just do this. Every the week is one long day for me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, case in point, like, I'm glad that you're up here though. So thanks for stopping by.
You all that to say hi. I say M3 said all that to say welcome.
Well, I like to give my inspirational speeches, Queen. So you may digress in your femininity, but as far as like defamation of character, actually, there was one person. I can't think of his name right now, but I think it was someone accused him. I think he was a basketball player. Someone accused him of something, and then it was proven to be false. So the guy countersued for defamation of character. So, I mean, you could do that. You just gotta kind of push through it.
You're not going to know money. That's the thing. See, he was doing it just to prove a point. I think it was Dwayne Wade. He was just doing it to prove a point.
No,
you're not going
to. You
don't think, oh, okay. I don't know who it was then, but somebody, one of the cats, they did do it, but you're not. It's not about the money at that point because they don't have the money to cover it. It's just you trying to make a statement. Hey, don't do this. You know what I mean? You're gonna be held accountable. I think T.I. did it too, but you're just gonna be held accountable for what you did, what you say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this about Islam. Islam has a way of taking people and making them, I guess the word people use is militant, but it's just, it opens you up to what is right, what should be happening, and doesn't have a lot of room for excuses why you should accept not having things the way they should be. You know what I mean? So you see a lot of the time people consider Islam demonic. Well, really, because it's just like you'll see Muslims, especially extremists, do things where it's had enough. You know what I mean? And they just gonna do something to make something happen, and that's a lot of times what happens. And then the whole Muslim community gets judged off of extremists. It doesn't, but that's what we're talking about. We were telling Brother Ruthless that America's a Christian country because they can have a radical Christian here, and they don't stop every Christian at the airplane at the airport. They don't stop every Christian at the bus station. Well, they do, but they will do that to Islamic people. A lot of times they will do that, and that's one of the things about the religion that I guess that's a fear, or that something may happen or whatever. But I think that's where the demonization comes from. Anybody disagree or agree or?
I think it's more of
and also.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah, you good. You got it, Auntie.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I think for the most part, people demonize or they fear what they just don't understand. Correct. If it's something that's just they're either not used to seeing, or this is just a certain way they've seen it depicted on TV. That's pretty much what made me come up here. It's because to the lady's point earlier, she was like, we need to humanize it more. I mean, unfortunately, you have one chance to make a first impression. That's that is, humanizing things. And, the image is what it is, it is what it is. So, I mean, you got to be aware of it, understand it, adapt, adjust to it. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to make people a little more understanding. People have to want to be more understanding first. And with just what's going on social media, for the most part, people aren't really forced to deal with anything or any situations that they're not comfortable in. Like you're in a group of people that are disagreeing with you, go find another group of friends. You know what I'm saying? Go find another group of friends, another chat room, another channel, whatever the case may be. You just scroll through categories and pretty much just be in an echo chamber all day. So unfortunately, I think it would be better if people could individualize things more so than just trying to just humanize it, because it's kind of human nature to just come up with assumptions. But if we individualize it, because look, there's going to be bad small hat people, good small hat people. Some that are going to be good to others and they're going to be bad to you. Same with, Muslims, same with other, Christians, Catholics, whatever the case may be. You're going to have some good, you're going to have some bad. It just is what it is. So I think we need to more so just look at it on an individual basis. Either we're going to get to know somebody and make a decision from there, or if we don't know somebody, don't make any decisions or assumptions at all. I think that's the best thing to do.
pretty much. And that's what every religion I would think, because like you said, brother, it's gonna be on it. You're gonna have bad people on no matter what religion, no matter what sex, no matter what gender, no matter what group. There's always gonna be some kind of some derelict in there somewhere, right? No matter the organization. So it's better to judge the organization on the what do you call it, the foundation or the law, the letters of the law of the organization, than on this one person who's supposed to be like, I'm not going to judge the whole Christian nation off of Eddie Long, right? or off of
damn,
right? I'm not going to do that.
TD Jakes,
or well, not TD Jakes either. I mean, see
Creflo.
TD Jakes, he's on the bad end. He's on the bad end of the spectrum, but I'm not going to assume that everybody's like TD Jakes either, right? I got to go case. Everybody's a case by case study, right? Can't expect everybody to
to do that. That involves critical thinking, and it seems like we're in an era now where even though we're in the information age, people are looking for the institutions, pundits, celebrities, comedians, public figures to think for them, so that they don't have to critically think for themselves on an individual, case by case, instant basis. And we will be remiss without saying that it's a competition amongst religions, right? And in order to win the religious war, I need to demonize and actually attack and undermine the other religions. I need to put out negative portrayals and make them seem illegitimate to gather more followers and resources and influence for my religion. So that's a huge part of it too. It's competing ideologies, no difference than someone saying capitalism. Well, if I'm a communist or a socialist, I have to try to buffer my argument to show that, hey, socialism is superior to capitalism. So in order to do that, inadvertently, it's going to come off as if you're attacking capitalism. Maybe you are blatantly, maybe you're doing it, like I said, inadvertently. That's the same thing with all of these competing religions, because they definitely are competing. There's complaints to saying less and less people are believing in God. So they're trying to figure out, how can we get more prayer in the school? So it's like they're trying to market and advertise it to you. And why are they doing that? Because they know other religions are looming. They see those other religions as competing ideologies. And once you're in a competition, you do things to get the upper hand to win. And that's why you see, like we're saying, one nation under God, Bibles and everything, get more prayer in the school. And we know which ideology they're referring to when they talk about prayer. I'll land right there.
Oh, man. Anybody else want to build? You know what I mean? Anybody else want to build? Anybody can build. You know what I mean? Auntie, I see you, bro, in the building. I see you. You know what I mean? It'd be wrong for me not to recognize you, bro. Salute to you. But anybody else want to build on that, man? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think too, some of the religions that were brought up earlier are not actually religions. So, like Satanism, not a religion. That's hedonism. If you read the Satanic Bible, it's not a religion. Buddhism, which I was waiting earlier to see if anybody would catch that, not a religion. That's a life philosophy. I mean, there's the Church of Satan, right? But that's a political activist group, not actual Satanists. They'll maintain that.
But Intrepidist, how's it not a religion? I gotta ask, how does not religion? Like, how do you? So what's a religion to you? Like, if those are not religions, and why are they not religions? And what's a religion to you?
That's a good question. So Buddhism claims that humans cannot understand God because God is too big for the human mind, and you may as well not bother and find like a way to be okay with the world, basically, is what my interpretation was of it. after spending time in Japan. Satanism, I read the Satanic Bible. That was also really boring. It was so boring. I was really disappointed. I thought I was going to read some really crazy stuff, and it was just boring. And there was nothing about God and the devil, or it was all about just some pervert who drank too much wrote that. Basically, that's all that was. There's no talk of any kind of like mission or values or anything, which obviously would be the anti-value, right? If you're actually going off the Christian devil, it would be like, well, we want destruction and dishonesty or whatever, but there wasn't even that in there. It was just like, go make merry, which, I mean, I guess you could, right? But is that it's just not, it's not really feasible 24/7 because those people die when they do that. So to me, those are not religions. Those are life philosophies, maybe at best. Satanism at best, life philosophy.
What's the definition of religion?
Yeah, hold on. Big Rig, let me take this one because since we like to deal with accuracy here, the Church of Satan is a recognized religion in the United States. So, like, what are we talking about?
To be nonprofit and to do some of the stuff they do.
But you just said that it wasn't a religion. Now you're saying they have to be a religion?
Well, for their legal documents, they have to be a religion, right? For what they're doing. Like, say, like when certain Christian groups put statues in parks.
So if it's legally a religion, how are we up here saying it's not a religion?
I'm saying it's a front. It's not a real religion. That's what I'm saying. But I come from a biased point of view because I'm a Baha'i and I don't believe in the devil or hell. So
Baha'i is a real religion?
Yes.
Based on what? Your feelings? What?
I see where you're going with this. I get your point. I get it. But I'm just saying what I know. What I've read, what I've absorbed. I get what you're saying. But I maintain the Church of Satan is a political activist group.
But your group is not a political activist group.
No, I wish it was, but it's not.
Most religious follows the good rules.
Okay. Now, I respect it. I'm not trying to persuade you in any different way, but, also, this is not my words. Buddhism is a religion and a philosophy that originated in ancient India. So, like many religions, Buddhism includes beliefs about the nature of the universe, meaning and purpose of human existence, the role of ethical behavior, spiritual practice, in achieving a state of enlightenment or liberation from suffering. Buddhism also includes various rituals, practices, traditions that are intended to help individuals cultivate wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. That sounds quite similar to many religions. Wouldn't you say?
Well, I'm not saying it's invalid.
Actually, you are. You said it's not a religion. How is that
I'm
not
just saying
invalid?
I don't think it's an actual religion. It's a life philosophy that does not involve God. So religion involves God. Buddhism does not involve God.
A religion does not necessarily involve God. If you look up the definition, the definition is a way of life.
Google it. Darn it.
The definition of religion is a way of life. So it could be God, it could be spiritually based, or it could be like the other brothers could be based on money, could be based on whatever, right?
Certain rituals, practices. They're all interchangeable based on one's beliefs.
Look it up. I could be wrong. Let me look up the definition.
I'm trying to look it up because you guys got me questioning. I'm like, wait a minute.
Some people even say that pretty much patriotism, American patriotism, is really like a form of religion right there. That's why you even see it on the money and God we trust, because they kind of say that government is God. Yeah. And we've kind of been socially engineered to believe that government is God.
Money is God.
And when it comes to Western
So to
civilization,
serve
all of that other stuff.
God or the supernatural is what Merriam-Webster dictionary says.
Or just it's a religion is pretty much just serving that of a higher power, or a specific direction, through through your life.
And we read definitions, we gotta read the entire definition, which also includes a particular system of faith and worship, a pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance. Those are included in the definition of religion. None of them say God. The first one does say that.
Wait, are you using the same dictionary?
Is Webster's the only dictionary?
So you're not using the
Webster has a monopoly over the
Well, I mean, it's so many different words. It's so many different words for God, when you're talking about, deities and everything else. So, it's pretty much just like he said, faith-based worship, and serving a higher power. That's pretty much the definition of religion.
Yeah, but a religion don't have to be have a deity attached to it.
Not necessarily a physical deity, just like he said. In some cases it can be money, some cases, it could be your relationships. I mean, a cult, religion, whatever you want to call it. So some people are dedicated to social media, like social media is their religion.
I'm gonna tell you guys the old saying,
they live their life by.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys the old saying, right?
Sex.
This is what people in the church used to say to me, right? Okay, whether if I believe or not, at this point I don't care. But they say anything that you worship or put your heart into the most, that becomes your God. Whether it be something tangible or something that's not, spiritual, whatever that you want to look at it. Now, like I said, this is what I was taught. In some cases, I get the methodology into it. Is it true? I'm not sure. But that's what I usually hear, for most church folks. So,
well, like I said before, we talked that the best religion is not Christianity, not Islam, not Judaism. The best religion is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is the best religion to follow. And therefore, if just think if everybody on this planet did that, how much better of a place we would be, a better world we would living in. We did just that, right? So,
honestly, bro, Clarence, that would actually make sense. Shout out to Uzi J. Thank you for tuning in earlier. I forgot to shut you out, but my bad. But but no, it does make sense because I feel like it's common. If anybody on this panel, if I treat you the way how you want to be treated, wouldn't you most likely would give me that same type of respect? But if I treat each and every one of you guys like shit, will you guys even be up on this panel? I'm for sure not. So in some cases, you are kind of right, bro, Clarence. I think that's a simple form of religion. It's like the old saying, what goes around comes around. Whatever vibration you put out, whether if it's positive or negative, is going to come back to you. So that's how I treat every situation.
Now let me show y'all the difference between Islam and some of these other religions. Now, when you if you was walking along, any one of us were walking along, and then somebody decide to kidnap us and tell us you're gonna be a slave, and then they're gonna take us and make us a slave. What should happen if you ever get a chance to free yourself? What should happen to the slave master?
Well, I will hopefully that he's rightfully executed for my pain and suffering.
Okay.
But however, people will use, I don't know if Ruthless Truth is still in here or still asleep, but most likely they would probably already mentally program my mind filled with Christianity and say, forgive the ones who have hurt you. Let go of your anger. Forgive those, and matter of fact, praise and have mercy on them.
Turn the other cheek.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, get slapped in one cheek, and they say, "Hey, master, go ahead and slap the other cheek like a little bitch."
Well, we got it depends on the
boy. It was God's plan.
Okay, well,
for
let's let everybody answer. Let's let everybody answer, right? Be-Eazy what you say. I mean, everybody. Well, let's go across the board. Let's see what everybody got to say before I respond. Anybody else got to answer?
What was the question? Or
the question is, what should upon the fact that you being freed as a slave, and now you can establish justice against the slave master, what should happen to the slave master that tried to enslave you or did enslave you?
They made a movie about it. It's called Django Unchained.
I guess I know what your position is. What about anybody else?
My position is, hey.
And they made another movie. Hold on, Auntie. They made another movie about it called Birth of a Nation. You know what I'm saying? That came out with my homie. And he was getting busy. Shout out to Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's what that's called, for real, for real. Ain't nobody just going to sit back and then be free and then just let them just do whatever they want. Nah.
That was a hell of a good movie, too.
Yeah, it was. Both of them were. They were both great movies, man, for real. Auntie, go ahead, bro.
No, I mean, that's pretty much what I was going to say. If the question is, what would I do? I mean, you got to live your best life. So that usually means, you know what I'm saying, in order to get to the level that your slave master was at, you're probably going to have to take something from them because they took a lot from you. So that just kind of just is what it is.
Okay. Well, like I say, in Islam, there's no question that person should receive death. There's no question about that. If I let him live, he's going to go to enslave other people, and that I don't want that as well. So that person has to receive death, not a righteous death, but just he has to receive death. And so that I think in Christianity, the way it has been preached here in America, a lot of times, that same scenario would have you praying for the master and just walking away and saying, "Well, hey, thanks. Sorry, we had that mix-up. See you later."
That's New Testament, though. That's New Testament, from my understanding.
I'll see you in heaven where we're dancing around, holding hands, right? But see, in reality of that is that we got to deal with things here, right? We have to deal with things here because this is where we're living, right? When we get wherever else we're going, then that will take care of itself. But right now we're here, and so it's just the way we deal with different things and how things have been taught, as far as in the Christian religion here, as opposed to some of the original teachers of Christianity. I think they're a little what's the word I want to use? Some things have been pulled out, some things have been added in. So, it's like Malcolm said about the coffee, you mix up stuff when the coffee is not as strong. So, it gets weaker and weaker as you keep adding to it. So that's what has happened to the Christianity, because we had people trying to catch slaves in Africa way before the traders came catching slaves there. And if they tried to do that in Africa, we dealt with them there. So, it's not no question about how things should be handled in some cases. Pretty black and white. Now, sometimes when you have other religions and then people are teaching them a certain way, that's where the confusion comes in at. That's where confusion comes in. I think Nat Turner looked at it like, hey, shit, this is the same way I'm at it, but then you have other people that say, oh no, you got to pray for these people. You got to pray for the slaves, the masters, and slaves. Oh, don't have to pray for them. Well, you can pray for them, but pray that like what did Malcolm say? Pray that wind hit that fire on the house. Right.
Yeah, but it's been the opposite though, because with all of these scriptures, you could just go through Luke 6:27. Bless those who curse you, Pray for those who mistreat you. Just keep going down the list, and it's all of these ones just saying, be passive. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, it is mine to avenge. I will repay you. All of this stuff is like, hey, no matter what you've been through, no matter if they deleted your whole family, enslaved you, don't do nothing.
Those things were said to certain people at certain times, right? Certain people. That wasn't to be said down the line 1,000 years down the line, right? So, but see, that was said to a certain people at a certain time to handle this situation, this particular situation. But it was being taught like it's universal, and it wasn't a universal. That wasn't universal information. You know what I mean?
It's like a purpose for a time period, right?
Exactly. It's like when Moses, you know, when they said, before Moses gave them divorce, you couldn't divorce your wife, right? But Moses said, man, I'm tired of these dudes coming to me trying to get out of these wives. Hell, here's your goddamn divorce. Go ahead and do it then, right?
Queen, do you mind if I go before you real quick?
You talking to me, brother?
No, I was asking Queen, does she mind if I go after before her real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Bro, Clarence and B-Eazy, let me just say this, right? For the ones who probably preach or advocate letting go of someone who actually seriously did wrong to you and your family, let's just say, like, you know, some dude pretty much literally punch you in the face, and then you start using that scripture jargon and be like, you know what, I'm not going to touch them in the name of the Lord. A lot of times, those people use those references only because they know they can't win a battle in that fight. So they use that as a way to kind of mask it and be like, you know that big 6'5" guy punched him in the face, but you know I would have punched him back, but you know I'm a reformed Christian again, so you know I can't really put my hands on him like I would usually do. You know, some people just use it as a cop out because of fear, because they're afraid. You know, but if it was someone that they feel like they have a winning chance, I'm for sure they're gonna fight back. I'm for sure all that Christianity stuff will throw out through the window, in my honest opinion. But then you have some people who are really heavily into it and think that they're going to get rewarded just by, here's the thing. It's one thing, okay, if you want to like maybe call the police, handling the situation differently. But if you don't want to fight back, well, goddamn it, at least defend yourself. Don't be on open arms and just be like a punching bag. And that's what most of these Christians are, just a bunch of punching bags, in my honest opinion.
I can't say that.
I'll say it.
I've met a lot of Christians, man, and some of them will get down like wine, man. So I can't say that about all of them. I've met some that was faking the funk, just like I met some Muslims that was faking the funk. I met some Jews that was faking them. So you know, I met all kind of good people doing religion and people that didn't rep the religion right. So I think just M3 fake people gonna be fake people no matter what jacket they put on. They put on an Islam jacket, they put on a Christian jacket, they put on a rabbi Jewish jacket. They just gonna be faking the funk no matter what they about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so
and it's a metaphor. Yeah.
Right. So, but the thing is, hopefully we can just from this discussion we can see that okay, we shouldn't really demonize nobody. Just the Islamic guy, we should demonize the Christian brothers and sisters because they don't see it the way we see it. Mm-hmm. We don't demonize them just because of that. It's just we all trying to get to the same place, but we taking different roads, right? And Jesus said, when they came to him and said, hey, everybody up there teaching, he's teaching what you teaching, but he ain't saying your name. And Jesus told him, hey, that's okay. If he's teaching what I'm teaching, we'll see him down the road. We'll see him down there. We'll holler at him in, right? So, we ain't got to be at each other. Like that's what he was trying to tell them. We ain't got to be at each other if we all trying to teach the same thing. Let's get to where we're trying to get to. Then when we all get to heaven, then we can have a meeting and say, hey, man, why'd you go that way? Why'd you go this way? Why'd you go that way? But until then, we just got to keep pushing forward, be the best people we can, and not judge people, because America is a prejudging state. We taught to prejudge. We to prejudge everybody, right? You prejudge everything, right? Because that's in America. That's the way to be safe, right? If I'm an old lady and I see dudes hanging out on the corner, I just assume they're no good. I'm gonna cross the street and walk up the other way, right? That's a prejudice, but that's okay. Sometimes you have to just do that so you can get home. Now, the problem with the prejudging is sometimes we prejudge a person's character when we're working directly with them, and we prejudge them. Oh, this person is of this ethnicity, so they must not be smart, or they are smart, or they not tough, or they are tough, or whatever, right? Instead of, we got to give people we don't want to take the time to get to know anyone anymore. The art of conversation, a subtle conversation, just to get to know a person, just to see a person's character, has been thrown away, right? I was having a conversation with a young man not long ago, and the person was like, get to it, come on, get to it. And I'm like, see, people don't even know how to conversate anymore, right? I didn't want to just have it right away, bam, right? Like an ATM. You put the card in, get the money out, right? Same thing with their women, right? They get their women, they want their money. They want the woman to have sex with them right away. And if the woman has sex with them right away, she's a hoe. If she don't have sex with them right away, she's a bitch. So, Jay, ain't no way to win. Ain't no way to win with most of these cats, right?
Kind of right about that.
Well, no, that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, look, this is what people do. People are just like, this is the world that we live in. When everything's on this phone, you got it at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? It's like going back in the Looney Tunes. Wile E. Coyote just orders some stuff, and then next thing you know, they drop it off in the desert. Like, we got Amazon now to do that. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know what I'm saying, these dudes think they can get any woman they want because that's the categories they scroll through whenever they feel like it on them nasty sites on their phone. You know what I'm saying? Or they just scrolling through their Instagram. Just like I said, you choosing your friends list, you choosing the channels, you choosing the content that you listen to. There was a time when the only TV that people could watch, or the only broadcast you were watching, the only messages, that was what, you know what I'm saying, the propaganda that was disseminated. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the news media networks were giving you, whatever the magazines, the newspapers were giving you. That's it. You didn't have these other ways to converse. So you pretty much were whatever your environment was. I don't have a problem with, having a stereotype to begin with, because for the most part, it's just human nature. I'm going to look at somebody, I'm going to assume something. Just naturally. It's up to them to change my perception, if they want to. I'm going to do the best I can, not to say, okay, I'm looking at her, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at him, whatever, and I'm just going to think negatively. But, I mean, that's the way it is. You have one chance to make a first impression. So you understand that. Be aware of your image, be aware of the image of others, and just, adapt and adjust to it, because it's just human nature. People going to do it.
Well, I disagree with you saying that it's your job to change your perception of me. It's your job to be open for the perception to be changed. Because if I walk and I look like the same person that you had issues with, it's up to you to decide to give me a chance to change that perception. It's not my job to change your mind. It's up to you to open your mind for it to be changed. So it's never on that person, it's on you, because we look at lenses through our interactions and our experiences. So your experiences they don't have a goddamn thing to do with me. And it's not my role to change how you feel about Black people because you had a bad experience with a Black person. That is never on me. That's on you to be open to the change. So you have to do the work. You have to let go of your biases. You have to let go of the box that you put every Black person in. That is not on the person. And I also want to say something about religion. It doesn't say to be a punk, to be abused. It says, in your anger, do not sin. That means don't become the person that you're not liking their behavior. So even in your anger, that means you're going to get upset. That means you're going to feel something. You're human. But in that, do you become the person that you do not like? Meaning the person who's doing the dirt, the person who's doing the shady stuff. That's what that means. Forgiving. Forgiveness is a strong thing. And when you hold on to what somebody does to you or how someone treats you, it controls your life. It affects everything you do, every decision you make, every step you make. You can say it don't, but it does. So in that, forgiving people, it means not giving them that power over you. It doesn't mean you don't put them to the test or you don't hold them accountable. It means don't let it control you. Don't let that anger control you. Don't let those feelings control you, because it will put blinders on you and control how you move. So I don't think Christians are punks. Everybody's a punk. So we got to stop demonizing stuff that we went through and through our lens. Once again, it's through the lens of how we walk. It's through the lens of the road we took. Stop demonizing something because you had a bad experience. Not everybody's like that. Don't let that control you, because what it does is it keeps you from experiencing something different because you keep looking at it through those foggy glasses. Take off those glasses first. That's why the Bible says, with your eye, about, being careful how you judge people with the thorn, because you got 5 and you got 4 fingers pointing back at you. So it ain't about just letting somebody beat or abuse you. That's not what it's about. That's not who Jesus was. I mean, I'm not going to get into that, because what I believe is what I believe. But all I'm saying is that, it's nothing wrong with forgiving people and not holding on to the things that they did to you, because it will control you and it will affect how you move and you live, which stifles your life. It don't stifle that person's life. That person's moved on. Think about how many times people did you dirty. They walk around like they ain't do nothing, and you still feeling it. That's the power of forgiveness, because it's controlling you. Now you walking around all guarded, and they just walking around free willing. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, if I can just jump in, I just want to address the first part of what she said, because that's just I believe it's a common misconception amongst people. That's actually the reason why I came up here, because people would say, hey, it's up to you to open your eyes. But there's an old saying that we all know of. It's ignorance is bliss. And if I'm so ignorant that I can stereotype you and not really care, I don't care about the stereotype or image that I see of you. Like, I don't even care enough to see it. And you're the one that has a problem with it. I'm cool with the way I'm thinking because I think that's normal. You're the one that has a problem with it. So if you want to change it, it's not my job to fix it, because I don't care. I'm ignorant to it. So that's what I'm saying. Of course, I don't think it's your job to change my mind or whatever. If I'm an ignorant fool, it is what it is. But you need to be aware that chances are there is no getting anywhere with me. Or if you are going to get somewhere with me and kind of open up my eyes and change my opinion, I'm not just going to do that on my own unless I want to. So maybe there are some things that you can do to sway me, or maybe you just don't care. But either way, you know what I'm saying? If I see you a certain way, and this is the way I grew up and this is the way I was raised, just like any other religion or whatever the case may be, I'm not going to see a problem with it. So why would I want to change? And we need to understand that that's human nature.
The way you think. If you want to be ignorant, you want to think the way you think, why do you give a damn? Just move differently. But it's not on that person to change. That's like saying if I have 5 bad experiences with Asian people, every Asian person I come into, I'm automatically going to be on guard, right? So is that 6 Asian person's fault? No, it's not. And it's not on them to change my mind. It's on them to be who they are. And if they're genuine, they're genuine. It's up to me to be open enough to see that they're different. And not to look, see, he did the same thing. He blinked the same way that other Asian did. He's the same way. It's not on them. It's on you. And if you choose not to do it, that's the ignorance you're going to stay stuck with. And that will limit you. That won't limit them. That's what I'm saying. The things you choose to do or don't do, it don't affect nobody but you. So what are you going to do? You're going to stay in that ignorant box? Then good luck in life. Because it will limit you and hold you back.
Most people
it's not
do
on that
stay in
person
that
to
box.
change your mind because you had a bad experience with the next one. That's like saying the dude I'm with got to prove to me that he's something different than the last dude I'm with. That ain't on his. That ain't on him. How I can't hold him to a standard that I did that other person didn't meet. I can't, because that's gonna mess up every relationship I have. If I'm holding them to the last black dude that did me dirty, that means that no black dude ain't good enough. So who's that affect? That don't affect nobody but me. Is it your fault? Is it your fault? Do you want to be held responsible for what the next black dude did? No, you don't. So why are you saying that I gotta be held responsible for what the next person did? No, that's that don't even sound right. It is on you. It's on you to be
so now
open
I'm passing
to
Mike
the
after I say this. My point is this:
okay,
when
cool.
you're aware of it, if I see a woman that's like, look, every experience I've had with black dudes, I don't like dealing with black dudes. That's it. Y'all are all crazy. You're abusive. Whatever. You're loud. Whatever the case may be, I have to choose the way I'm going to deal with her. I'm either going to try to change her mind because I like her that much and maybe she just doesn't see a certain side of me, or I'm just going to keep it moving because she's not the chick for me. But I need to understand, be aware, adapt, and adjust. I'm not going to come at her the same way I would come at Miss Queen forever, because you're going to judge me based on who I am, not just that I'm a black dude. I'm going to come at you totally different. And that's my point. You got to judge people on an individual basis. I get that. But when you're dealing with somebody that really doesn't care to see your side, understand that you can't deal with them the same way that you would deal with somebody that's open-minded.
But no matter what you do, she still got to be open to see that you're not that dude. And if she can't see that you're not that dude, guess what it does? It will stifle her from being with you, because she's holding you accountable for something that you ain't got nothing to do. I don't care if it smells the same, it walks the same, it's not the same. So she still has to be open. That's what I'm saying. She still has to have an open mind to go, you know what, Auntie, he ain't that dude. I don't care how much he look like him. I don't care how much he smell like him. I don't care how much he act like him. He not him. She has to be open to say that. So that means that she has to do some work on herself. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's my point, though. She doesn't. People have a right, just being free, people with freedom and free will. You have a right to just be ignorant, stupid, and do things that are detrimental to yourself. Like, you have a right to be all of that. You know? And yeah, you got to live in the hell that you create for yourself. But she has a right to make that choice if she wants to be stupid, you know what I'm saying, and ignorant and all of that other stuff. I respect people's right to do that. You know? I just keep it over there.
That's true. By the end of the day, like,
I don't
agree with her. Oh,
go ahead.
I was saying, like, by the end of the day, everybody has to be accountable for whatever decisions that they make. You know, so I definitely hear like your side and for Queen's side as well too. It's almost like you guys are kind of like agreeing, just a little different, because you're more like, hey, well, you know, that's their pro-choice or whatever. They do whatever they want to do. And Queen's more about like, okay, well, you know, take the accountability, because like, hey, like, you know, wherever you decide to do, you know, wherever you decide to harbor on it or to dust off and move on, you're just responsible for how you feel. No one can control what other people feel. And I think when it ties in all around through overall religion, people try to convince people to feel the way how they feel. This almost seems a bit more personal than just talking about religion. Well, here's the thing, late to a fall, right? You can come up to if you want to, but the thing is, everybody has a certain personal type. Salutes, Intrepid Ducks. We should probably head out anyway, so, but thank you though. The thing is, everybody is speaking from their own personal experience. Well, except for like, you know, people getting punched or whatever. But the point is, everybody went through their own trauma. Everybody went through their own mess when it comes to religion. Everyone also went through good times. So when people speak, it will come off personal because, I mean, you could overall generalize it, but where's the root of your ideologies? Where is the root of your sayings? Just like I think earlier you said something about you and your mom go to church and something like that. So you're able to pretty much share your personal experience when it comes to like the religion that you take. So I don't know if it's I'm for sure it's Christian based or whatever, because I think somewhere down the line you quote something in the Bible. But can you really actually have a conversation that's based off of religion? Sorry, that's outside of Christianity. So if you could do that, let me know if you have that type of experience. But I'm just saying, everybody comes from their own personal stance onto what they believe in and what they went through. That's all. Ruthless Truth, are you still here? I think that brother went to sleep. I'm going to drop him in a minute if he doesn't answer. Ruthless?
Going off the Henny.
Man. All right. Well,
I mean, if I can just add something really quickly, I understand that most people on Earth, whenever you challenge the ideology that they've been taught, indoctrinated, raised in their whole lives, for the most part, they push back and they're ridiculously defensive. So that's what I mean. People are going to fear what they don't understand just naturally. There are going to be, I believe some people are trying to be more open-minded. People are trying to expand their horizons, understand more about people, maybe even see people on an individual basis. I was listening to the lady that was just up here and just left. She mentioned, that she didn't grow up in a diverse neighborhood. And then, she spent some time with some Muslims and, all of those other things. Now, the way I see it, I'm like, hey, you got to you're dealing with people. So it can't be all good all of the time. We all got some good. We all got some bad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I got some friends that don't do things the way I do it, don't live like me, don't look like me. But, hey, I love them to death. But at the same time, hey, I don't just be hanging out over their house, man. You know what I'm saying? There's just some things that they do that I'm just kind of not into. That's just the way they live. So, I mean, I get it. I get it. But I just think most people just aren't gonna, they're not going to want to change. So we could spend the rest of our lives trying to change everybody else's mind, one person at a time, or, we can make our own adjustments and try to live the best lives that we can.
Mm-hmm. Late to the well, I might as well just call you Sheree. Sheree, what's up? How you doing?
It's okay. You can call me late to the fallout or Sheree. No, the only other point that I wanted to make was that because I like studying history, and within studying history, my favorite points of history are the religions. Different religions at different points in times, and how the same stories seem to go between different aspects and different continents and even different just ideas. But they all seem to come down to the same one, is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is the golden rule.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys mentioned that earlier. As far as like Christianity goes and like the church, my home is my quote unquote church. If there is an all-seeing God, then guess what? Going to church on Sunday is not going to forgive me for whatever I do on Monday. So you cannot hide from that. So why even go to church? I mean, I went to church a few times, especially when I was younger, not because my parents made me, but because my friends' parents made them. And I was curious. Mm-hmm. So I went, I listened. Some of the stories I liked. Other times I was like, yeah, don't push me. I got kicked out of a church for asking too many questions.
You got kicked out of a church?
For asking too many questions to the pastor.
You got kicked out of a church?
Yeah, they were pretty much like, okay, you can go now. You can leave.
This was on a Sunday?
Mm-hmm. And I think I was about 11 or 12 years old.
Really?
Well, I had so many questions, like with the Ark or with David and Goliath and everything that we were teaching us in the Sunday schools that I went. And again, I was at my friend's church, so it wasn't like mine because my parents never went to church. They never really believed in it. They totally went because they were forced to have their religions when they were younger. They didn't like it, so they never forced me to. So I was able to go wherever I wanted to. So if I wanted to go with my friends, they were like, yeah, go ahead, explore. Come to it on your own deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the first of ever hearing somebody kick out like a 11-year-old at that time. But I guess obviously that was not the church for you, because there should always be somebody that can help at least answer your questions if the whole premise is to pretty much give knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of who God is and all that. But whatever, fuck church. That's just what it is. But
yeah.
I like Bro Clarence's ideology, like the way pretty much his religion, because it is at this point it is universal. Whether if you practice whatever religion that you could practice into, by the end of the day, the goal is to pretty much become a better person. I don't know if it's kind of like a cowboy saying, like a not an easy person, like a nice person or something like that. A good person. I mean, so
we only have so much time on this earth, and we have no idea what happens afterwards. So make whatever time you have on this earth where you're conscious right now, make that mean something. Whether it's being something nice, whether it's just holding a door open for somebody else. Do the nice gesture. Say thank you. Say please. Have manners. And right there, that is the beginning of respect. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I guess. Sorry, I had to answer something real quick. I'm about to wrap it up probably like in the next few minutes. So, anybody have any closing comments? This was a definitely good stream about religion. So, I thought a lot of people would be like emotionally triggered, but it was good.
I think it's the way you present it, brother. If you present it in a way where people are going to be triggered and you say, yeah, all these Christians, they punks, and all these Muslims, they just want to,
like these busters.
Yeah, they busters. So if you present it in a way where it's just dialogue, man, it's people just exchanging information, then I think that shows you have respect for everyone, but at the same time, I'm going to tell my truth. Everybody's going to tell their own truth, right? Because we all got these different religions, because we all came up different ways. We all had different things happen in our lives that made us grab onto whatever was close to us, that made us be able to walk through that, right? Whatever we may have gone through something, and Islam was right there to help me walk through it, or Christianity was there to help you walk through it, or Judaism was there to help this person walk through it, or whatever, right? And so we hold on to these religions, right? And then, especially if we come up like from a young age, right? Because now we based our whole life philosophy based on this situation, right? On either Christian or Muslim or Judaism. And so now when it gets challenged, like young sister was saying, when it gets challenged, then the people don't see it as a person having a genuine question. They see it as disrespect, right? The person might not, they may not see it as a genuine lack of knowledge and understanding. they will see it as a disrespect and they get offended. So now they don't even answer the question. They take the question as an offense and then they push off the person. And that's what that's why I seen that happen I came up in the Christian church, but of course now still in the Christian church, but on the Muslim tip, right? But I've seen it happen in so many different places where people push people away just because they question their religion, question something, and it just we pushing each other away when we need to be coming together to make this world a better place, right? We got children hungry in the streets in America, on the streets of America. We got children hungry and in the streets cold. I live right out here in Los Angeles, California. If I go downtown, the 5th and Main Street, where all on Skid Row, where all the missions are, it's going to be lines around the corner twice. People trying to wait to get in to one of the missions so they can get a bed for one night. So there's a lot of problems that if we just came together, we could help try to alleviate those problems, man. So that's where I'm at. But, because I'm in the Black community, trying to fix those problems first, because I'm right here, then take it out everywhere else. So that's the situation with that, man. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up by saying this. I told you guys, and I'm going to say it the last time.
Yeah.
The best religion, in my opinion, what we were taught is do unto others as you would them do unto you. That's the best religion. That's the religion that can wipe aside. It's not Islam. It's not Christianity. Not Judaism. It's doing to others as you had what they used to call the golden rule. Do that, and your life will be better. The people around you life will be better, and you could just be a better person no matter what religion you following. Anyway, that's my time, y'all. Appreciate y'all, Knowledge and Relationships, for having me come on and come up. Appreciate anytime you guys want to have a discussion and about religion and want somebody that I know sometimes I get triggered, but not on religion. Religiously, I won't get triggered. I usually get triggered on a direct assault on my person, but I'm usually not triggered in a religious conversation. Even if somebody comes up and says, they vehemently disagree with me. So it's all good. But thank you guys for having me come up, and I will see you guys on the next. Peace to all y'all, man. Thank you.
Peace out, bro. Clarence, thank you for expounding on this discussion. So, all right, cool. Auntie, you have any last words you want to say?
Yeah. Thanks for having me up. I think it was a great discussion. I'm glad that I, tuned in, caught it. I do think people just need to be a little more tolerant, a little more open-minded to each other, and, seek out knowledge. Seek it out and embrace it once you get it. Once you're able to see things from other perspectives, it's easier to understand. You'll be amazed how many other religions, ethnicities, nationalities, races, whatever you want to say, are going to have, something in common with you. And it's a lot easier to get along, whether it's in a intimate relationship, working relationship, friendship, business relationship, whatever the case may be. So, you're always better off when you have an open mind, but understand that there's still going to be a majority of people that don't, even when they believe that they do. So understand, adapt, and adjust, move accordingly. All right. But thanks for having me up, man. Peace.
All right. No problem, Auntie. We'll see you later, bro. All right. I'm assuming that Queen's asleep so that we can move. Oh, no, man.
Leave me alone. I just want to say great show. And good night. Wake up, M3.
Oh, I'm always alert. Ruthless Truth, man. Damn.
My
man,
bad,
you coming out the end of the show. Oh, okay. All right. Hopefully things will take care of.
I was trying to make it back, but I'm like, but I like it. That was a good debate.
Yeah. I was just saying like a nice little friendly discussion or whatever. Yeah, but
that's structure.
However you want to take it. Yeah. But definitely, man. Salutes to you. Appreciate you for tuning in. Sheree, appreciate you for tuning in.
Just thought, you know what I mean?
Yeah. By the end of the day, man, besides all this, just do unto others as if you want the person to do unto you. And
Amen.
That's it. Live a good life. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Stop being so goddamn angry all the time and be free with yourself.
Now you know you asked a bit much there, M3.
No. I ain't gonna argue with it because I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. But thank you guys for tuning in.
Well, some people are just angry just because. Hey
man, let them hate. They're angry people anyways. But for me, I'm going to choose to be happy. All right. So thank you for tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships. Make sure you guys get your minds right as always. And we are out. So peace out, everybody. See you later, and have a good, wonderful night.
I'll catch you next time.
All right. Good night. Play the outro.
Knowledge and Relationships.